Knicks family, what's popping? The Knicks were just embarrassed by the Kings, and it was pretty bad, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about it right now. Let's go. That's the G. That was a terrible display of basketball that we just witnessed by the New York Knicks from the beginning of the first quarter to the end of the fourth quarter. It was just terrible. Not much you could say good about this game. Maybe you could talk about R.J. Barrett having a halfway decent game. Marcus Morris played well. But as a team, the Knicks were horrible. Horrible. And it's not the way that I envisioned the Knicks beginning or starting off this 8-game stretch of playing teams, games that are very, very winnable. Sacramento Kings, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Detroit Pistons. These are teams that the Knicks, you figured, should be able to beat. Clearly, they cannot. As we got smacked by the Kings, they pushed us around all night long. Instead of looking like dogs like the Knicks said that they are, we look more like puppies. And I'm not exactly sure what the Knicks are going to do, man. I'm not sure what the Knicks are going to do because, like Mark said in the last stream, or whoever it was, if you can't beat the Sacramento Kings, who are you going to beat? The Kings came into the game 1-5, just like the Knicks, shooting 42% from the field, shooting 32% from three. They came in one of the worst rebounded teams in the league. And they come out looking like a team that could be fighting for a playoff spot. At least that's how they looked against the Knicks. The Knicks have a habit of making teams look like that, Teams that they shouldn't make look like that, they have a habit of making them look that way. It was just an embarrassing display of basketball, and this is the point in time where Coach Fizdale really needs to lay it into the guys. Somebody needs to lay it into Coach Fizdale because it's his job to have the guys ready to play. It's his job to keep the guys motivated and make sure that the guys have a game plan when they step out on the floor. And it didn't look like they had a game plan to me. Didn't look like it at all. And there are a few things, man, with this game that I really have some problems with. Number one is the switching on defense. I'm having a problem with it. I understand the concept and why you want to switch and how it can benefit your team. I think it benefits your team only when you have 5 very strong defenders on the floor. If you don't have 5 strong defenders on the floor, then switching is not going to benefit your team. When you match up size-wise, right? If you have, let's say you're on the floor and everybody is between 6'6" and 6'9", then I can get switching on every single screen and roll. But when you got players that are 6'11", then you got players that are, we got 6'7" was our shortest player on the floor to start the game, right? And Frank Ntilikina and R.J. Barrett are 2, shortest players to start the game. But switching, when you're playing against a guard like De'Aaron Fox, you don't switch. You do not switch a big onto De'Aaron Fox. It's not going to come out in your favor. Right? You don't put Mitch Robinson on De'Aaron Fox or Bobby Portis or Julius Randle or even Marcus Morris. De'Aaron Fox is too fast. You see the way he was able to blow past Frank Ntilikina. So now you expect Julius Randle to stay in front of him? Come on. Got to get better game planning than that. You know what I'm saying? A community service coach can see that. And then, of course, the guys came out just sluggish. Everything that the Knicks do, every move that they do is slow and sluggish. There's no sense of urgency in the way that they cut to the basketball. There's no sense of urgency on screens. Right? There's no sense of urgency on flashing to the basketball. So cutting and flashing, I'll differentiate. You might cut to the basket, but you might flash to the basketball. But there's no sense of urgency on either. And when you don't have that type of sense of urgency, it's very hard to execute. And obviously the Knicks do not and did not execute tonight. They let the Sacramento Kings shoot 48% from the field. They did the same thing against Utah, Sacramento did. But the Kings also shot 38% from three tonight. In Utah, the Kings shot 29% from three. And of course, the Knicks continue to shoot their poultry 40% from the field. It's not going to win you basketball games, ladies and gentlemen. And then the Knicks get killed on the boards. They got killed on the boards tonight. And that was one of the keys. If you look back at my game preview, one of my keys to the game was to rebound the basketball. Because both teams were poor shooting teams to rebound the basketball. The Knicks did not do that tonight, but also the Kings shot very well tonight. And the Knicks obviously did not shoot well tonight. It was a hard game to watch. I couldn't even, when the Knicks tried to make a little mini run, which we all knew was coming, I couldn't even get excited over that. Because it was all for nothing, and I knew it was going to be all for nothing. Pretty sure you knew it was going to be all for nothing as well. So on to the next one, but we got to break this down and analyze it and, figure out what we can do for the next game. We have until Wednesday, I believe. I don't think the Knicks play until Wednesday, and I'm going to check that right now just to be sure. But the Knicks have a couple of days to try to get their butts in gear. Coach Fizdale has a couple of days to break down what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and come up with a strategy to fix it. I don't know if Fizdale can come up with a strategy to fix it. I don't know if Fizdale has what it takes to come up with those type of things. He needs to rely on his assistant coaches. And if his assistant coaches cannot help him, then he needs some new assistant coaches. Because right now, this looks bad and it feels bad. I could tell you that. We talked about going 6-2 over this 8-game stretch. I don't know, man. It's gonna be really tough to go 6-2 over this 8-game stretch if we can't beat the Sacramento Kings. Right, and I'm not even trying to laugh at the Sacramento Kings because, they're a team that last season they played hard and they fought for a playoff spot. They were in it for a little while, but they started off this season the same way that the Knicks started off the season. And if you didn't get the win, you don't get blown out by 30. And I know the end game, the end of the game, it didn't end up being 30, but for all intents and purposes, we got blown out by 30. You don't get blown out by 30 by another team that sucks. You don't get blown out by 30 by another team that's trash. And people can say that they had an emotional letdown from playing a tight game with the Celtics, that's hogwash. You're in the NBA. You got a 1-5 record. So what? You lose at the last second. You should be desperate. You should feel desperate. Right? If you have intentions of being a good team, if you have intentions of making the playoffs, you say that you're dogs, like they proclaimed all throughout the summer, then at this point, you don't have time for an emotional letdown. Right? You don't have time for an emotional letdown. You've got to get out there on the floor and play desperate. There was no desperation to this game by the Knicks. The Kings look desperate. The Kings look like a team that said, we want to make the playoffs. And we're desperate to get back on a winning track. The Knicks look like a team that didn't care. That's what it looked like to me. An embarrassing display of basketball. Really embarrassing display of basketball. Let me see. Let's get to these guys that's in the chat, man. We got Mark. We got Guillermo. We got Ernesto. I know you guys got some things that you want to say, so I'm going to give you a chance to vent and speak by calling in 516-405-2246, but not yet. Not yet. I'll give you a chance to do that. But first, let's see what these guys are thinking about, man. You know, I know these guys got some things on their mind, just like I got some things on my mind, and you got some things on your mind. Mark, I'm coming to you first, man. You know what I'm saying? I see, you got like an angry grin because, see, Mark has the grin on his face right now that's like, I don't want to get mad and break my TV, so I'm just going to smile. You know what I mean?
No more.
Mark, what's good, man? What's up, man? What happened?
Bro.
What happened out there? What happened tonight?
Listen, man. I just come to realize, bro.
What's that?
When you don't have a player for the rest of the guys, this what the game is gonna look like. And then on top of that, Sacramento adjusted from last game. Now they just playing faster now. If you go look back at the games that they lost, much slower. And their talent normally play faster. That's what they did. They just played fast tonight. They scored almost on every damn bucket. Listen, I'm watching our $60 million man. You would think, right? Even if he doesn't score, like, can you tell me what else he does out there? Because sometimes it's like 4 and 5 out there because I would think this guy is a good rebounder. And he don't even impact the game for me enough to even. He just like role play to me. Like, what it look like? A whole bunch of role plays on our team.
I mean, that's what we have. Is a bunch of role players.
And this is what I was saying. But even when we signed him, people thought he could improve and go to the next level. Like I say, if you're in the league over 5-6 years, are who you are. It is what it is, bro. Like,
see, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you can be in the league for 5 or 6 years, and still your game can still grow. But you've got to have.
Your game can still grow. No.
You've got to have coaching, man. You got to have coaching that complements your play.
No, your game could grow. But when you're being judged differently as a role player, as a decent player, and as a bench player or the star, if you look at RJ right now, more in stardom than if you looked at Randall in his first few years. That's the difference, bro. It's the difference. Is who he is. He's a bona fide role player. Only good when you have players better than him. If he is the guy, our team's going to look the way it is because, again, he's not that type of player to set the tone.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I feel like if he had a different coach right now.
No, it ain't nobody no different coach. He looked the same everywhere he was.
You know what? I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I think a lot has to do with the way he's being used, right? The way he's getting set up, the way that
impact, dog.
The way that he's being used, the way that he's being set up, there are no adjustments being made to help him, right? Alvin Gentry for New Orleans made adjustments to help him, put him in different types of positions. You know what I'm saying? What you say?
He still had no impact on that team, as
okay.
I'm telling you.
All right.
An impact player.
All right. You know what? See the thing. Like when he goes on a stretch, you'll be different. When he goes on a stretch, you'll be different. Right now, you're looking at what he's, it's a what have you done for me now? What have you done for me lately? Type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But I believe there are things that Fizdale can do to help him, and they're not. They're trying to use him at point forward for long stretches of a game, and that's not what he needs. That's not what needs to be done with him. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I'm not saying that he's a star, but I'm not saying he's a star and that he's going to be an all-star. That was the question coming into the season. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not he can be, right? But he also needs a coach that can support him and try to put him in positions to be successful. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if Coach Fizdale is able to put him in those type of positions to be successful. You know what I mean? There's a reason that he did what he did last season. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason that he did what he did last season. It wasn't, I don't think it was just by mistake. He's inclined every single year of his career. He's gotten better when people have known how to use him and put him in the right positions. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Coach Fizdale is putting him in the right positions. I don't know if he's putting anybody in the right position at all. I don't think he's putting anybody in the right position. Guillermo, what's your take on tonight's game, man?
I agree with you 1,000%, Sim. When I look at Randall, right, I get mad because like Fizdale keeps using this guy in the same positions to be this point forward, which is not really his game. His game is near the box, near the paint. And Fizdale, I don't know what film he's watching, is like, you watch this team, their defensive principles are so poor. You know what I mean? That you're giving Fox space to drive. I would have forced him to shoot threes all game. And I'm not saying that he's probably going to hit, but then you see rotations where Hield is getting open. Like, one guy's driving to the basket, wouldn't even be Fox, and then a guy collapses, and then they dish it out to Hield. And I'm like, dude, that's their dead eye shooter. If anything, whoever's driving on you, if Hield is on my side, you got to take your guy one-on-one. I'm not leaving this dude Hield to kill us. You know what I mean? And this is stuff that when I play intramural ball, is like stuff that he's a gunner. As soon as a guy makes a shot and you see his form, it's like, that's their shooter. And like 9 times out of 10, we're right. That's the shooter. So anytime people.
Looks like we lost. Oh, go ahead. Say that again. You froze up for a minute. Go ahead and say what you were saying again.
I'm sorry, my bad. I was just saying that as like you basically have to be on the gunners, man. Like, you look at the defensive principles, they're so poor. And a guy like Randall, look, Fizdale's misusing him, but if I'm Randall myself, I have to reinvent my game. Bro, how many times have we seen tonight Mitchell Robinson's the only guy trying to get a rebound in between 3 guys or 2 guys? Mm-hmm. Where's the box out help? Where's anything? Randall's just either he comes out and loses the ball, or he just stands still, or he's trying to jack up threes and then nothing else. Randall's trying to do everything that made him a player out that could probably grow outside of his natural ilk. His natural ilk is in the paint. All that 3-point shooting, all that point forward stuff, that's extra stuff on top. Those are the empty calories, man. That's the frosting on top, bro. That's the whipped cream. That's not the bread and butter, man. He needs to get back down in the box. And again, I'm saying to you guys, we judge these guys individually, and I get it. It's frustrating to see these guys miss open shots and layups and stuff. But Fizdale he's not putting these guys in the right spots, period. The way that the Kings run, even though I think Luke Walton's not a great coach, even Luke Walton was able to realize, all right, switch away from Frank, which I saw them do multiple times when they had Fox on them. Switch away from Frank and then do the dribble drive, because they keep collapsing in the pocket. Pass out to Hill, pass out to Bogdanovich, pass to these other guys who can hit the 3, because the Knicks aren't going to adjust. We don't have a coach who adjusts well. He doesn't read the game well. They had a coming out a play out of the dead ball, even though Hill missed a shot. But Hill came around 2 screens essentially and got the ball wide open. And I'm like, we never run plays like that where we get our best player in an advantageous position to make a shot out of the what's name. So to me, I don't know. Fizdale, he just seems like he just came out of 2010 with the Heat, and he's trying to implement that style of play with 3 bona fide stars where they all take their guy one-on-one and put that on the Knicks. Sim, where were the easy shots for anybody on this team, Sim? Besides them staying on the perimeter, a guy drives and maybe dishes out to them. That's our game plan. That's how. And I'll say this: A's Aziz, I don't know if he's in the chat. He pointed this out too. They do something called the pass reversal, and that's a play that I saw that anytime Ellington's open, where he basically like comes around and then Mitchell Robinson kind of throws him the ball. It's a pass reversal, but even that's just only one play. And even when we run that pass reversal, I'll say to A's Aziz, go watch how they run it in college. And watch how the Knicks run it. When the Knicks run it, you still see about 4 guys on the perimeter. When they run it in college, you see guys literally, once it gets to the shooter, you see guys in the paint because those are guys that set the pick and they're there to try to get the rebound for the shooter. So to me, man, Fizzo, again, I'm off the Fizzo train, man. I don't see any growth from this guy. I don't see growth from individual players. I don't see anything scheme wise. Our defense is poor. You know, sometimes you show a little hot flashes here and there. And today he played Trier, and Trier had a few good shots. He looked good. And you're looking at this and like, why didn't Trier come in before? And it clicks to you. You've overplayed Randall, and you play him in the wrong spot because you're trying to justify contracts. You played DSJ in spots when he wasn't doing good to justify contracts. This is a guy that he would sell the farm and get rid of all his players and try to get his own guys, and we still won't win because he's not a good coach. He's just not.
And look, when you're talking about Julius Randle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, every single year of his career, he's been getting better and better and better. Every single year of his career. So now he got to a point where people are like, okay, can he go to the next level? And too quickly, David Fizdale took him and said, we're going to reinvent you, right? We're going to make you a point forward instead of letting him do what he does and then let him grow into being that point forward or whatever. You know,
I agree, Sim. I agree 100%, Sim. And remember what I said before about how the Pelicans play? And this is the only thing I'll disagree with Mark, right? Because Mark was also a guy that when I think just ran like maybe his first, second game, he had a really good game, you praise him. So I'm just saying, Mark, you got to be a little bit more moderate. And also, if we kill Randall, right? And I understand the frustrations. Please go see how Alvin Gentry ran that Pelicans team last year. They had movement up the wazoo. You're talking about guys like Jackson, who's not a world beater. You got guys like Drew Holiday, who's a solid player. But in terms of, I don't know what their overall team statistic in terms of off-ball movement, the only reason why Julius Randle looked good in a point forward position is because they're guards and everybody was in motion. Even when AD was there, guys were in motion. When guys are in motion, that's when you get the pretty passes by Frank. You get the pretty passes by Randle. Julius Randle is not a crap player. Now, on defense, yes, he's lacking. He's not a good player. Rebounding, his rebound number is a little inflated. He doesn't help out enough. He doesn't get tough rebounds a lot. He needs to work on that. But offensively, him dribble driving for 5 hours to the lane, that is not his game. Fizdale needs to go back to the bread and butter or look at what the Pelicans did. Still their playbook. I don't care.
Yeah,
when you watch the Pelicans, if anybody thinks I'm like, go watch the Pelicans games, I'll give you games that I was scouting. I'll list them in the chat where you saw Julius Randle go off on all facets of the game. And look at those games and tell me, were those guys not moving? Was it not an offense where guys were constantly in motion and open shots were abound because guys were moving? Now, did they have the knockdown shooters? Obviously, once AD went down, obviously they didn't really have it like that. But their guys were always in motion. There was motion around, and just Randle was able to contribute in various ways. Even when you talk about him facilitating, he wouldn't just dribble drive. He literally had the ball at the foul line, wait till a guy moves, maybe dribble a little bit, and then pass it to the guy cutting the basket. The Knicks don't have any of that. We don't have guys cutting to the. We don't have any of that, man. I'm sorry to cut you off, Sim. My bad. It's just
nah. I mean, any. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any of that. And I think Randall right now is confused about what he needs to be doing on the floor. I think the only person that's not confused is maybe Marcus Morris because he's going to do what he wants to do anyway. That's the type of personality he has, right? Alonzo Trier, I think, is a little bit confused about what he needs to be doing on the floor, right? He looks a little bit tentative to just play his basketball game. And look, we know we don't.
You said Trier? Sorry, I can't hear your name.
Yeah,
you say Trier?
Alonzo Trier. I thought Alonzo Trier looked a little bit confused on a few plays on whether or not he should pass or shoot or go to the basket, right? Trying to be a facilitator, which I think is a mistake. I don't want Alonzo Trier to dribble a whole bunch of times to get to the basket, but I don't want him to try to be a facilitator. That's not what he does. You know what I'm saying? I want him to play his natural basketball game.
There was a play where he's trying to drive to the basket and he got stuck because his own man came to him. Like, we don't even have proper spacing. Like, it's like, look, there's certain ways you could coach a team. Obviously, you know how to coach. You can coach a team by giving guys certain roles, right? You say, hey, you're the guy who's gonna you're just there to basically just set picks and rebound and blah blah blah. You're the guy that's gonna be shooting. You're the guy who's gonna be facilitating. You can give him proper spacing on the floor. You can say, hey, when you see the point guard from, you're here on the 3 line, you're here on the box, you're here in this, blah, blah, blah. The different ways. When I watch this, you get a lot of confusion because guys don't have roles or proper spots on the court. Like how many times are you seeing it where guys are bumping into each other mid play, and it's like, all right, I'm stuck. Let me just, I stop dribbling. Let me pass it back. Or even better yet, to see how poor his schemes are. See it when every time we dribble into a corner and we stop dribbling and get stuck, and we're looking almost for like a pass, and then someone has to force themselves to come to us. That means that whatever you have on that side just didn't work, and it's like guys get stuck, and it's like, what was it? What was the play? Why did you stop your dribble to go into this corner to do what? What were you thinking about? And I think that when we talked about last year when they said, oh, that Fizdle just saying guys just play. I think this year it's almost the same thing. Besides the pass reversal that Aziz pointed out, other than that, what other schemes do we have where it's like, yo, I see a semblance of an offense?
No, right, and you know they talk about the Knicks making, you know, over the past few games they've made the most passes in the NBA, but the passes aren't going anywhere because they're going left to right.
Right,
Clive
exactly.
Frazier mentioned it a
That's
little
such an
bit
empty
today.
stat, man.
It is. He mentioned it a little bit today. He was like, yeah, they're passing the ball, but they're passing it out on the perimeter. They're not getting to the basket. I mean, how many mid-range shots did we pull tonight? Especially in that first or second quarter. Mid-range shot after mid-range shot, and you're not hitting. Listen, if you're hitting the mid-range shot, cool. That's
one
good.
Thing, exactly.
But if you're not hitting it, you gotta try to get to the cup.
And those mid ranges are from what, Sim? From guys literally dribble driving, and then shooting because the only option is to go ISO. Can someone please tell me? We have people could kill me, right? I'm not saying we have great shooters or anything, right? But you got Ellington, you got Dotson, you got even Trier, who I think has improved off ball, right? And then you have a bunch of slashers on this team. Those are great complements to each other. And this guy Fizda has still not found the right balance to this lineup. And even the defensive principles, like I'm looking at, I don't know if DeAndre Jordan is like a center god or something like that, but why is it that when DeAndre Jordan was here, Mitchell Robinson, his gameplay, outside of his offense, improved drastically. Once he leaves, it's as if those same defensive principles disappear. And you talked about assistant coaches. If your assistant coaches aren't doing this, no offense, Marcus Smart or Keith Smart, what's his other boy's name? Mike Williams, all these guys. What the hell are they teaching these kids if literally a player, DJ, who shouldn't have more knowledge than you as a coach, since you've been probably coaching longer than he's been alive for some of these guys, you should know more about, hey, set your feet. You are 7'3" or 7'2", whatever it is. You don't need to jump for everything. Every time this guy's defending, he's jumping like he wants to kill the guy. It's like, dude, they have to bounce off you. You are 7 feet. And when you put your arms up, I'm trying to throw the ball over a wall. My only bet is to try to draw a foul off of you if you're that stupid. And this guy's getting into foul trouble constantly from the same plays. It was tonight, same thing with De'Aaron Fox, same thing with Kemba Walker the other night. It's like, dude, what the effort or this coaching staff, what are they teaching these guys, man? What do you teach them? If I could teach, I might say I could teach, I probably can't reach them, but if I could watch these games and say, your feet are terrible, you're in bad position, you're not letting, when a guy, you're 7 whatever, and you have a 6-foot guard, De'Aaron Fox is 6'3", you have a 6'3" guard, let him try to draw lay it up on you. You literally have your hands up like this. He can't do anything. He can't. But we did that last year, bro. Like, I just don't understand, man. Like, they talk about these coaches in the NBA, man. And sometimes I understand where the players are coming from when they say they tune out these guys, man. Because I've watched these games, Sim. What the F is Fizdale doing to teach these guys? Bad fundamentals on defense, bad footing, the pick and roll defense. You want to play pick and roll defense? Remember when they said that about Cantor last year? Do the same thing on Julius Randle. If you're a good shooter, do the same thing on Julius Randle because he's not going to come out and defend. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Let me go to other people, man. I don't want to take up too much time. Go to people. I apologize.
I hear you, man.
Guys.
I'm coming back.
Sorry,
I'm coming back. It's frustrating to say the least, man. It definitely is. Ernesto, coming to you, man. What's going on, Ernesto? How you been? I think you got yourself muted, man. I can't hear you. Can't hear you, Ernesto. Maybe check. Do you got yourself muted?
I got it.
There you go.
Hold on.
There you go. There you go. I can hear you now.
Hold on a second. What's poppin', Tim?
Yeah, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? I know it's your chance to let it out.
Well, obviously, I'm feeling really upset. I mean, I'm feeling embarrassed is the word right now. If I had to choose a word, I'm feeling embarrassed. Embarrassed of being a Knicks fan, basically. That's how I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, you're not the only one, man. You're not the only one. I don't know. What are we gonna do, man? What is Fizz going to do? Does he have the capacity? I don't, and I'm gonna come back to Mark, right? Because me and Mark was probably about to get into an argument. I didn't feel like arguing right now. But does Fizdale have the capacity? I want to support Fizdale so bad, but I'm not seeing the things necessary to teach this team how to win. We have enough talent where we could be 500, somewhere around there right now. And there's a lot of little things. And I understand, it's the beginning of the season and you're going to go through some stuff and you got to learn how to play. But if you're emphasizing winning, you know what I'm saying? Just like Clyde Frazier was saying, it don't matter if it's the beginning of the season or the end of the season or whenever it is, you want to win. You got to try to win, and I'm not seeing the little things necessary. We don't set screens well. Our screens are garbage. You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of little things that a coach, if you pay attention to detail as a coach, your players know how to do these little things. And these little things help you win. You know what I'm saying? All these little things help you win. I don't know, man. I want to support them, and I want them to get it done. But
well, I'm
losing so much faith in this guy.
I mean, there's obviously enough talent in this team, to be a 400 team. You know what I'm saying? We have to be a 400 team at least. So we have to. I mean, right now we're playing at what? We're playing at a 200, not even.
Not
below
even,
a 200
not
percentage
even.
level. So there's enough talent on this team to play not for 500, but almost, about 400. So clearly Fizz is not getting it done right now. It does look scary on both sides of the court. Tonight, I don't know. Tonight, look, if you go look at the game again, if you look at the tape, the first 5 minutes we came out with good energy. But I guess the Knicks were. The team was thinking they were in for an easy win tonight. And then when Sacramento was, just taking it to them, and the Knicks are trying to get back, they're trying to get in there, and then after the first quarter, within 5 minutes of the second quarter, the team totally just they were like in shock that Sacramento was actually taking them out of their game, and basically blowing them out of the game. They gave up within 5 minutes of the second quarter. The team, for the first time this year, the team actually gave up.
Yeah.
They let go of the rope. Basically, they said like, "Wow,
this game."
I mean, that's the first time this year that's happened. Now we're only 7 games in, obviously, but the only thing the only positive we can look at is hopefully as a team we hit rock. This is rock bottom right now for us right now, and it's early in the season.
I don't know,
this
man.
Is rock bottom right now, and we can only get better from this moment on. Obviously, record-wise, we can only get better, but as far as the team coming together as one, finding cohesion, playing as a unit, playing good basketball. Hopefully, this is our wake-up call. This game tonight.
Yeah, listen, there's
scary.
no, there's no excuse for them coming out.
This is the first game that they actually gave up, and they gave up in the second quarter, midpoint the second quarter.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
Talking about third quarter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the third quarter, they gave up 5 minutes within the second quarter. They totally let go of the rope, and they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe that Sacramento was taking it to them.
Yeah, and there's no excuse for them guys to play as lackadaisical as they did. Listen, if if you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. Okay, that happens. You're gonna lose basketball games, right? But there's just no excuse for being so lazy and being such a bad, just not having energy, not playing with any kind of desperation. No excuses for it, man. You just can't have that, you know. So Pro Amp, I'm coming to Pro Amp, and Pro Amp, you know, my man Pro Amp. I hope, you know, hopefully you can hear me. Pro Amp, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, dude? I'm about to mute everybody. Just 1 second.
All right,
dude.
all right. You look like you're getting ready to fly out of space, man. I like your setup, though. You look good.
Yo, man. I've been watching you for a while, man. I've been watching you ever since, you know, you had Skype calls and Isaiah was the first person always calling in, bro.
Always call. Okay, there we go.
I've been
Yeah.
watching for a while. I've been frustrated. Long-time Knicks fan, had to come on and voice my frustrations today, bro.
Yeah, go for it, bro. Go ahead.
All right, man.
Knock it out of the park,
All right,
man.
So let me start. I'm not exactly sure. I was getting into it with Mark for a little bit, but I don't know exactly what your topic is right now. But let me just start from where my
right
frustrations lie.
now there is no topic. I'm just letting people get it off their chest. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a bad game. So go ahead.
Since I've been watching for a long time and I haven't been on, but let me start from the beginning. I think, bro, everything is bad in this organization. It's the organization, it's the coaching, and it's the players, bro. The whole thing is bad, man. The whole thing. Steve Mills has been around for how long? And we've been trashed the entire time he's been around. All right. I understand Porzingis didn't want to be here, but the trade that we got for Porzingis so far has been horrible. The only thing that could save that is those 2 draft picks. And they may not even be good, bro. All right. Randall. I think I heard you a little bit saying you think it's kind of coaching the thing with Randall, right? Is that what you're saying? That you think it is?
I think part of it is coaching with Julius Randle. Part of it is him as well. I'm not saying that he's absolved of everything, but part of it, I think, is Fizdale. I think he's confused right now. He's not sure exactly what to do.
I agree with you on that.
And he
point.
already doesn't have.
Fizdale is extremely confused right now. I don't think he knows how to use Randall at all because they're trying to use Randall like he's LeBron James right now.
Yeah, exactly. And Randall already doesn't have the greatest of basketball IQ.
Right. And he's really far away from the skill level of LeBron James.
Right.
And so I think we're losing because of, you know, just put management aside. I think they're like the main culprits. But coaching and I think Randall is a huge, like one of the main factors why we're losing. Those turnovers, he's not a playmaker, okay? He's not dominant, all right? He's not dominant on offense. He's not dominant on defense. Randall played 27 minutes today, bro. He was a negative 27 points. I mean, come on, dude. And then Bobby Portis, bro, played 20 minutes, was a negative 23, dude. And he's our backup center? He's our backup center. There's a reason why Mitchell Robinson he's having a decent year, but he hasn't progressed a little bit. Why? Because they got rid of the one person who was a godsend to Mitchell Robinson, DeAndre Jordan. Okay? DeAndre Jordan was a godsend to Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's play went up. Why? Because DeAndre Jordan was actually coaching him, was actually teaching him. And DeAndre Jordan was demanding, yo, you get by this guy and you throw me a lob. All right? You throw me up, I'm going to go up and get it. So they were doing it for DeAndre Jordan. So guess what? They had to do it for Mitch too. All right? They was demanding this type of play from other players. Now all of a sudden he's gone, and what? Mitchell Robinson. Now those lobs are kind of gone also. You saw a little bit today of them trying to do it, but it's not an offensive type of scheme thing. And I heard you a little bit earlier say the offense seems lazy. The offense seems lazy because of coaching. Why?
Yeah,
because their offensive schemes promotes laziness, dude.
I agree with you 100%.
They're not offensive offense.
Yeah.
They're not running around. You know, everyone's running around trying to lose their man, trying to get open shots. It's just hands offs. It's barely pick and rolls. It's like it's lazy offense, dude. I don't know if you agree with that, man. I know you're coaching. I'm not a coach, so I'm not a big X
I
and O
agree
guy.
with you 100% about the offense. Like I was just saying, and maybe you were talking to Mark at the time.
Right.
They set lazy screens. They don't set good screens. They don't cut to the basket hard. They don't flash to the basket flash to the ball with any kind of urgency. Even on inbound plays, they had one good inbound play tonight under the basket, a baseline out of bounds play, and they found Mitchell Robinson. But during the course of the play, I was looking and nothing was sharp. Everything was slow. There was no kind of crispness or sharpness to it, right? Luckily, somebody missed an assignment. Mitchell Robinson got free and he got the dunk. But for the most part, our entire offense looks that way. It's not sharp. It's not crisp. Guys are moving slow as molasses. You know what I mean? It's bad basketball.
Why? Because they're not being demanded to play hard. The offense is geared to slow movement. And I'm confused because I thought I heard Fizdale say, we're going to run and gun, and we're going to get the ball. And no matter who gets it, it's going to be out on the break and all these things. And none of that's happening.
None of it.
None of
at
it.
all.
Rarely does it happen. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
And then also, I got to get this off my chest. You know, I was reading in the chat a little bit. People were saying, yeah, Alonzo Trier is not that great, blah, blah, blah. You know, Alonzo Trier, Ellington, da-da-da. Alonzo Trier should never sit. Ellington should never play over Alonzo Trier. Ever in life, bro. Ever. It makes absolutely no sense. Today, Ellington played 25 minutes, bro. 25 minutes, had 3 points, bro. Had 3 points, had 1 assist, 1 rebound, and 1 steal, dude. 4 personal fouls. Alonzo Trier played 24 minutes, 1 minute less, okay? Had 11 points, all right? Alonzo Trier had 1 block, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. I mean, it's not like he's not like a world beater better than Ellington, but he's definitely better than Ellington. So Ellington should never play over Alonzo Trier. One game, the dude hits like 3 threes in a matter of a minute, and now all of a sudden he's like, Alonzo Trier has to sit for like all these games that we could have used him. All right. So that makes absolutely no sense. Alonzo Trier must have done something horrible to Fizdale for him to sit. I don't know. Or it's management, dude. Or it's management because management made these deals that aren't that great. They have Ellington, they have Portis, they have all these players that they need to get rid of. So now Fizdale is in a hard place. He has to play these players to promote them. And he has to, he has these young players that he has to develop. So those are hard things to put into place right now. That's a hard thing to balance.
And Fizdale doesn't have the kind of cachet. I don't think. I thought he did when we first were hiring him, but obviously he doesn't have the kind of cachet. He doesn't have what it needs.
The proof is Mitchell Robinson. That's the proof. Yeah. Mitchell Robinson's play has not skyrocketed from the end of last year, and the one element that's missing is DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Hey, I'm gonna come back around to you. I'm gonna come back around to you. Glad stay in the chat, man. I'm glad you joined us tonight. We should have some good conversations. Mark, I'm gonna come back to you, Mark. Mark, I'm coming back to you, man. I'm coming back to you. Mark, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Mark? I'm coming back to you. Can you hear me?
They look slow and everything.
Hey, Mark, can you hear me?
Extremely slow.
I guess you can't hear me. Mark, who's Mark?
Morris and Portis.
Never mind, Mark can't hear me. Give me a call, ladies and gentlemen. 516-405-2246. Mark is in his zone, so he couldn't hear me. Can you hear me now? You good?
I can hear you, bro. What's
okay, I'm waiting on you. I'm trying to talk to you, man. But you're in your zone. You're in your zone. What are we gonna do about this offense, man? How are we gonna get this offense really moving? Because right now we're like 29th in pace in the league. You know what I'm saying? We're not crisp. We don't cut well to the basketball. We don't set good screens. We don't flash well to the basketball. It's terrible.
At the ball just now. Let me tell you something.
It's terrible.
Let me tell you something, Tim. I'm not trying to come down on these dudes, but even if you watch the first game, I said it before the first game, because it's doable. Because I seen it. They could play with. I'm not talking about run, but I'm talking about playing with a pace to make the defense.
Yeah.
To make the defense
move.
Not predictable. Not predictable on the time. Because if you watch every defense that came and played us, when we don't play with pace on them, They set up their defense every time. Every time they're set. They're set. They're set. They're set. And then teams like tonight, I was just in the Guamo. I said, when I watched Sacramento the other night and tonight, they wasn't playing with the pace that they were supposed to play in the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was losing games like that. And now, when they set the tone with playing the pace, and I told Guamo, the reason why it looked like they wasn't playing with pace the whole game because they didn't have to. Because when you set the tone for the game, you put their defense on notice. You make them worry about you. You make them worry about you. Let me tell you something, Sim. The screens, the only person that sets a proper screen, the most decent screen, is probably Bobby Portis.
Taj Gibson, but he hasn't been playing.
No, let me tell you something. What he's been doing. I don't have no problem with him. He's been coming up on the pick and roll. Because now, why I get mad, right? Because Sim, you can go look back. You can go look back in these games. Why does our defense look much better when Randall's not on the floor? Like we play with more pace, more speed. Because sometimes when I watch him, and he's supposed to show on the pick and roll and not allow Darren Fox to just dance on him. Because what made him fall, right? He was backtracking. You're not supposed to backtrack on a point guard like that. You're supposed to show face so he could dribble back out to try again. Darren Fox was just in the middle, just doing what he wanted. That's why Thing was getting off shots. That's why everybody was getting off shots in open baskets. Because our backline defense are just lazy. Too slow and they're lazy. That's what I'm seeing. I'm not trying to come down. But
okay, now listen. Now let's get into the defense a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because part of the problem is switching all the time. That is part of the problem because you cannot expect Julius Randle, Bobby Portis, Mitchell Robinson, Marcus Morris to guard De'Aaron Fox. So why are we switching? If you're going to switch everybody else, at least say, Frank, you're on De'Aaron Fox, we're not switching, you fight over the screens. Right?
You know what I think the switching thing going on is a phenomenon in the NBA. So it's like these players don't understand, like, bro, if you can stay with them, you stay with them. It's just like me in the park. If I can stay with someone, I'm going to stay with them.
Right, but this is Fizdale's strategy. This is what Fizdale wants to do.
It's going all over the league, bro. It's not the only team that I see that's playing man-to-man defense is this Miami Heat team, and they're playing man-to-man. It's not so many teams that's playing man-to-man defense. Because again, when I watch, like when Frank is on the floor, even RJ, because when people complain about him playing 40 minutes, what are y'all complaining about? The 19-year-old kid. Let him, if he ain't complaining, let him play. It's gonna make him better. It's gonna make him better. Stop complaining about 40 minutes. Because you're complaining when these other players don't get minutes. Don't complain that your best player that's leading us in points is playing 40 minutes. Get over it. He's durable. And he's not handling the ball 24/7. But the 40 minutes don't seem like if he's James Harden. His usage ain't like that. So he could play 40 minutes. If he ain't complaining, leave it alone. But like I was saying, when your perimeter guards, right, are playing great defense, but when him and Frank is in the backcourt, they're trying on defense. But when Morris is there, because Morris is slow, like our back line is so slow, bro. That hurts us a lot in defensive scheme. When your back line is so slow, you're not going to see much of the defense that he wants to run because your guys are so slow.
I know.
It's like they're trying out there.
But that's my thing. Okay, I understand you want to run something, but you also got to coach to your personnel. And if you don't have personnel that can do it, then you got to come up with another strategy. You know what I'm saying?
You're definitely right. But let me tell you something, bro. Sometimes, right? It's like when we had Cantor, right? It's not that I hated Cantor as a whole player. I just hate he couldn't guard the pick and roll. But damn, even if he couldn't guard the pick and roll, you know why I love Cantor? Even if you put someone next to him that could cover that from time to time, was his offensive rebound. He does something else. If he's not great at something. It's like when I just watch Julius Randle, bro. It's just like if he's not scoring, bro, he's just out there surfing. And if he's supposed to be our player, right? That's why I say, yo, bro, we have to stop looking at him as this type of player. So he don't have that in his mind because that's messing with him. And coming to New York, that's going to affect certain players that's not even that don't play up to star potential. That can say, okay, I had a bad game today, but I'm gonna come back and score 25. And that's what an all-star do. and don't allow defense to harm him what he does, what a star player does better. So with him, we have to lower expectations because that is messing with his head. Because didn't some come out where he said, "I never had double teams like this in my life"? He's lying because he's seen it in Duke, seen a lot of it in LA, so he's lying.
But he didn't see it like he's seeing it now. But part of the reason he's seeing it so much, part of it, like I was telling Guillermo, part of it is Fizz. He should have never, listen, like I was saying, Julius Randle, he was ascending throughout his career. Then he got to a point where he's right there where people say, can he be it, can he not? I think Fizdale jumped him too fast to try to be, like Pro Amp was saying, to try to be that LeBron type of guy, and he's not that. He doesn't have the basketball IQ. Let him settle in let him settle in at doing what he does well. Do what he does well, and then try to bring him up.
Then,
you know,
even what he does well is scoring, right? But this is how teams. This is how smart teams. I always say this when we go against some teams. Smart teams. Randall is not a polished offensive player, right? When you watch him,
he's not. He's not.
He goes one way and one way only. So now, me as a coach, as a smart coach, not just like a regular coach, we're gonna say, you know what? When he goes left, let him go left, but we're gonna send two at him every time because he's not ambidextrous. He doesn't use his right hand at all whatsoever. So teams know how to block that off. And the thing with him, right? When he his IQ is not as great as people think. Because when he gets the ball, again, his first move is to dribble to score, not dribble to make someone else better. So when I talk about impact, that's what I mean. I think he's a good player, but when you have impact, you just don't think for yourself. Because I remember Greg Popovich telling that to Kawhi, saying, "Listen, Kawhi, you have what makes you a great player, not just you scoring for yourself. It is you making everyone else better." And if Randall's gonna be that guy, so-called, we say, because again, our guys are young. So it's not much they can do from an impact situation. You have to more rely on Randall because he's been playing for 6 years. He's seen all type of defenses to some degree. So he should have the IQ enough to say, you know what, Tim? You know what? I'm having a bad
but
game.
Look, but listen, but this is the thing. But you have to know who you're playing. You have to know who you're coaching, right? And Fizdale has to be able to recognize maybe he's not that type of player, but you can still get 20 and 10 out of him if you use him the right way. Hold up. I'm gonna give you an example of a player, right? Amari Stoudemire, when he was in Phoenix, he was never the type of player that was gonna be your number one. He wasn't that guy. But D'Antoni, because of the way that the way his offense was. Hold up. Let me finish. Because of the way his offense was, right? He could get the most. He got the most out of Amari Stoudemire, right? He got the most out of him, and maybe defensively he wasn't good. But he didn't put Amari Stoudemire in a situation where he had to think, who do I get the ball to? Who do I have to pass the ball to, right? Now, we don't have a Steve Nash on the team, obviously. But with Julius Randle, with Julius Randle, I watched a lot of New Orleans. And you know how they really got, even when Anthony Davis wasn't there, and he was the best scorer out there, you know how they got him? They got him to the ball when he was in motion. So he didn't have to sit. But listen, he didn't have to sit and hold the ball forever. He would catch the ball on the way to the basket, take 1 or 2 dribbles, spin and go up. Take 1 or 2 dribbles and just get to the cup. He didn't have to think about where to go and what to do, right? But that's not. So right now, when you think about what they're doing right now, he does not control that part of the offense. Fizdale does. Fizdale can find a way to get him in motion. Get him the ball so that he doesn't have to hold it for 10 seconds to find somebody or dribble into a triple team.
Okay. So Sam, let me go back to Amari Stoudemire. I was telling this is what I was telling Grandma. When you're ascending, when you say that word ascending, you're all world player, right?
No, it doesn't mean ascending. Anybody can be ascending. Ascending means that you're getting better. It doesn't matter if you're all world or if you're not. Ascending means you're getting better.
Hold on. But in basketball terms, when I'm using extending, right? When I'm using extending, I'm using extending to that player that have an impact on the floor. Just as a player, he impacts the game.
No.
His presence impact the game, even if he's not scoring. But his presence impact the game. I look more on those players that's extending. I look at Julius Randle as an improving player, player, right? As of right now, in his 6th year of basketball, I don't look for him to ever be an all-star in this league whatsoever. That's my opinion. Just the way how he plays and the type of player that he is. Now, with the Amari Stoudemire thing, what made Amari Stoudemire so great because he could shoot from he was a great shooter from mid-post. He knew how to run a pick and slip every time. He was more stronger. He played above the rim, more.
But you're going beyond my point. You're going beyond my point when I'm talking about Amari Stoudemire.
Amari's gonna play on any team that would impact the game because no one was gonna stop him. He was that great of a player.
But what I'm saying, you're going beyond my point. You're going beyond my point. I'm not saying Julius Randle has the talent of Amari Stoudemire. That's not what I'm saying, right? But when Amari Stoudemire, when like Amari Stoudemire couldn't be your main. The main guy that was really you were gonna run the offense through him because he didn't have that kind of a basketball IQ. He was a great talent that had, super duper talent, right?
He's like a 1A to someone 1B, but he
but D'Antoni used him in his type.
When that Spurs playoff, they could have went to the finals. They could have.
But D'Antoni used him in the type of in situations where he didn't have to think about the game. He just had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Julius Randle does not have a high basketball IQ. You don't want to put him in a situation where he has to think about the game. We just want him to do. And right now, these past 2 games,
we got to take that expectation off his head.
Exactly.
When I'm watching him, it's like he want to make a decision to what he does best, but
he don't know what to do.
Pressure on his head that goes into blunders. It's like blunders that he's doing now.
He's confused at what he's supposed to be doing because he doesn't know how to do it. So he's confused at what he's supposed to be doing. That's why I think that Fizdale went too fast at trying to get him there. He should have just let him come in, do what he does best, get him on the move, you know what I'm saying, where he's catching the ball and scoring and doing those type of things, and then work it in slowly. But off the bat, Fizdale was like, we're going to use him at point forward.
I'm going to tell you what's our main problem on offense. Say this again, bro. If there's a point guard, it's to a point I'm willing to bring in Ish Smith because, again, I need someone that can attack the basket to get open shots. That's why our offense look like that. Because guess what? If you watch Sacramento defense, right, and because even when they're running a simple pick and roll, Frank ain't going to do it. He's just not going to do it. I watched him in FIBA. He didn't really run the pick and roll as much as you wanted him to. You have to have a point guard that really wants to run the pick and roll at that. And even if when RJ wants to run a pick and roll, he's just too slow. So at this point, right, for our offense to look decent enough, have to have a point guard to make havoc in the paint. Just look at Darren Fox. Every time he ran pick and roll, the space was just open. We have the players that spread the floor, but we don't have the point guard to roll to the basket hard enough to commit so the defense can shift. Ain't none of these teams defense shifting the way you want it to shift. It's not doing. It's not happening. I had to turn my TV off at halftime. That's what I'm saying. Our point guards are not putting pressure on other point guards. Other point guards is just running amok. So it's to a point, if Ish Smith is there, just get me someone that know how to run a point guard because he's fast enough and he know how to play the point guard position. Might not can shoot, but his impact running that pick and roll, it is something that we need. Even look at DJ Augustine. He creates havoc running the pick and roll for a 5'10" point guard. Give me a pick and roll point guard because our point guards ain't running no pick and roll. That's our problem. That's why our offense stinks. That's why when we try to put up a shot, it's always contested because there's no space because the point guard is not creating space for us. More of a one-on-one offense that's going on. That's why we're not scoring.
I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. Let me get to some of these guys, man. Let me get to a couple of phone calls. After these phone calls, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to, we're going to look at some of the stats for the night. All right, I'm going to take 3 or 4 phone calls. So call in 516-405-2246. Let's go. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's pop?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on with you, brother? How you feeling?
Okay. I think I'm. Hold on.
Yo?
Can I put you on hold for 1 sec?
Nah, you can't put me on hold, bro. You can call back. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's popping, Uncle Sim? It's Davon. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Davon, man? What's popping with you?
Oh, man. Just here to vent, man. Here to vent tonight, man.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Let it loose, man. What we gonna do?
Man. Let's start off with Julius Randle. Let me just get that out of the way first. I don't even know what to say. I just got so fed up with him. He has no effort. He puts no effort out there. Like, he's not trying. Like, do something. He's not trying to affect the game in any kind of way. He's not going to the ball to get the ball, to dominate, to try to score, to, even put up a lot of shots. Not rebounding the ball. He's not putting effort to rebound the ball, to hustle, to do nothing. Like, what is he out there for? Like, can we just bench him for a couple of games? I mean, that's what Fizz was doing last year. When he wasn't playing good, he was benching everybody. So can we keep that same energy with Randall right now and send him to the bench for a couple of games? Because it's terrible out there. He's not. Not playing. He's not playing like how he should.
Yeah,
be.
I think he's confused, man.
I don't care if you're trying to say he's trying to be a point forward, it's this and that, because that's one of his strengths. That's playing to his strengths.
Being a point forward,
a player that can get downhill. He's faster than most power forwards out there. He's bigger. He can move. He can get into the paint. So him being at the top of the key and trying to get to the basket, that's part of his game. That's something that he can do. He doesn't try to post up when he doesn't have the ball at the top of the key. He doesn't demand the ball. He doesn't. I mean, we can say it's Fizdale, the play calling, but it's his effort on the court that makes me mad. It's not even, it's his effort. He says he wants to be an all-star. He's not even trying to be an all-star out there. He's not even putting in the effort to be, like, that's what's killing me the most. Like, like, we can't even blame Fizdale because he's not even trying to do what he's supposed to be doing out there. He's not playing to his contract. He's not playing like he wants to be an all-star. I don't know. Like, that's just my main thing.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like this. See, I feel like this. The first two games, the last two games, I think he's just been I really think he's been thinking a lot and trying to figure some stuff out. Because the first few games that he was playing, he had some energy out there on the floor. Defensively, we all knew that he wasn't going to be a world beater defensively, but he had some energy. I mean, he's been grabbing 11 rebounds per game. And he was trying. He was trying. He was going to the basket with aggression. Then, they start telling him, rightfully so, let the game come to you. Slow down a little bit. You're forcing the issue. You're trying to be a star instead of letting the game come to you. So now I think he's going the polar opposite, right? He's going the polar opposite where he's trying to slow down, figure things out. I think right now he's confused at what he needs to do, and he's got to find that happy medium.
I get that, but Randall's been in the league for 7 years now. It's not R.J. Barrett. He's not R.J. Barrett. That excuse of being confused can't pull that because he's not putting the effort out there. He's not going out there trying to, like, we all came out flat tonight. Randall he should be our energy guy. He should be picking us up. He should be going out there getting rebounds, grabbing a bunch of rebounds, offensive rebounds, getting put back when we're playing stagnant, or getting the rebound and pushing it down the court. He's not even doing that. Like it's his effort. Like him, it's a lot. It has a lot to do with his own personal effort. Like,
see, I hear you because I've seen some of the same things.
He should know how to give that effort every night.
Look, I hear you, right? And he played 26. He played 26 minutes tonight. He played 26 minutes tonight. Coach Fizdale took him out the game, probably because he wasn't showing that same type of effort. But I don't know, how much basketball you've played. But when you're out there thinking on the court, right?
I play ball, man.
And you're thinking on the court, trying to figure some things out. It takes away from that. It really does. And I'm not trying to absolve him from that, right? But when you're thinking on the court it takes away from a lot of different parts of your game. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to figure out, where do I go? What do I do? How do I do this? How do I do that? And you might be a little bit tentative.
Right. I get you on that. I feel you on that. But when it comes down to effort, you don't have to think about your effort. You can play hard all the time. That's something that you don't got to think about. You can try to go out there and grab some more boards. Like,
yeah, I get that.
Said,
I get that.
Sometimes was Mitch Robinson out there trying to get boards between 3 and 4 people, and that's how sometimes he picks up a lot of fouls because he's playing hard. Like Randall doesn't do stuff that shows like he's playing hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even when Fox was killing him, he didn't even like get a hard body foul where he was like, okay, like, you know, like he's playing hard. He's at least trying. At least Cantor would go out there and he would foul to do it, and it looked like at least he's trying to help, trying to get back. Like, he's not even doing that. Like, he's not. I don't know. He's not bringing that fire that I thought he was gonna bring. At least but see, the first 4, 5, 6. Montrezl Harrell, he's not even. I'd rather have Montrezl Harrell out there right now because at least I know every play he's gonna try.
Right, but the first 4, 5, 6 games, you've seen it, right? You say first 4 or 5 games, you've seen it. You know, matter of fact, people were complaining that he's going too hard, too fast to the basket, and he's not under control. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
I mean, he's been averaging 11 rebounds.
What I'm saying, I get that. That's what people were saying, but I'd rather him do that on this team when we're looking for him to do something every night than him to sit back and take 7 shots. I want to see Randall let me see him take 26, 27 shots. Like, he has to do that. He has to show that type of effort out there for us, even us to give a chance, because he's a liability out there right now. He's actually in the way because he's not doing anything. He's making us slower because we got to play Morris, Randall, and Robinson at the same time to even have our Portis. So he's making us slower because he's not actually trying to put some effort out there, grab some boards, and get down the court. That's one of his strengths, is playing downhill. Like, playing downhill. So he's always trying to get on Fizdale. Yeah. We're playing to our players' strengths, actually.
Dude, we're not playing to our players' strengths. I don't think we're playing to their strengths at all. Julius Randle is not a natural point forward. Playing downhill and then facilitating a game as a point forward are two different things.
But he can do that, Tim. I've watched him I live in L.A. I watched Randle for 4 years. That's what he can do. That's what makes him Julius Randle.
So he can facilitate the game.
It's unorthodox. It doesn't look good.
Hold up. So you're saying that Julius Randle can facilitate the game. He has the basketball IQ to facilitate and run the team.
He can be a primary facilitator every play, but I'm saying that's something he can do, and I can see why Fizdale wants to put him in those situations, because that's something he can do.
In spurts, maybe.
That he is capable of. He's not putting him in a situation where he's not capable of doing it.
I think he can do it in spurts. But Fizdale has been, recently he's taken it from him.
Point forward. I've watched the last 3 games. He hasn't been doing it.
Right. And now, right. And now, so this is the thing. And this is what I'm getting to about him thinking and trying to figure stuff out, right? So he had, when the season first started, he had the ball in Julius Randle's hands a lot. Slowly, they've been taking it away. Now, we started off trying to figure out. He started off trying to figure out, how do I be a point forward? How do I make players better? How do I do these things? Now the ball's coming out of his hand. Now he has to figure out, okay, now what do I do?
But he's not. That's what I'm saying. Okay, but Tim, he's not putting in the effort. If he doesn't have the ball, like you said about Morris. You said Morris is out there doing whatever he wants to do because that's his personality. Randall needs to get some of that in him. Like, give me the if we're gonna go out on your accord, Randall. Don't go out. Let's not go out with Randall taking 7 shots. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that, we're already gonna lose already. Like, if Randall doesn't take more shots, we're gonna lose. Like, that's just plain and simple.
I guess I don't know. I don't know. He shot 30% tonight.
7 shots.
Look, Randall shot 30% tonight.
7 shots. You should be taking 7 shots just off hustle, just off getting his hustle.
But listen. Hey, check it. Listen, Randall shot 30% tonight. He shot 13 shots. He was 30% from the field. So you want him to take 26 shots when he's 30%?
What I'm saying is I'm not saying to take 20. I'm saying he needs to show the effort to want to take 26 shots, like that he can do that. Like, you know what I mean? He's not putting in the effort to show that he can do that. Like, you know what I mean? He's not putting in that passion to show that he should get the ball 26 times to take. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not showing in that passion that he wants the ball at all. Like, that's what's making me mad. Like,
okay, all right.
Be that player, be that all-star that you want to be. Like, if you say you want to be an all-star, you got to play at an all-star level every night. He's not doing that. He's not doing that. It's rather at the end of the game, he's rather turning the ball over and thinking too much or too much pressure on him, or he's not playing with enough effort at all. Like, I don't know. I can't sit up here and not.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, won't you do me a favor? Won't you
every game when it's.
But I think I really do.
Like, what about our players? What about how we play? Like,
well, I think a lot of it has to do with the way that Fizdale puts guys. He doesn't put guys in the right positions, in my opinion. But hey, let me get to another call, man. Let me try to get to another call. Join us in the video chat.
I'll
come back into the video chat.
All right.
I bet. You know how quickly we turn on players, though, man. As Knicks fans, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to give a guy a chance to I don't know. Listen, he shot 7 shots. He only took 7 shots the last game. Right? I get that. He took 13 shots tonight. On one hand, we're saying that we have to be a team where the shots are distributed evenly and everyone gets a chance to shoot because we don't have stars this, we don't have stars that. And then on the next hand, we want the guy to shoot 26, 30 shots. I mean, like, let's make up our mind. You know what I'm saying? Do we want it to be an evenly distributed type of offense? Or we want one guy to take all the shots? Julius Randle tonight shot 30% from the field. All right, he was 4 for 13. Clearly, his pull-up jump shot wasn't going. Right? It hasn't been going all season. He hasn't been knocking down threes all season. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know what to do when he gets the ball in the post as far as kicking it back out, when to kick it out sooner, those type of things. And in my opinion, Fizdale's not helping him get the ball in positions where he can score easy. Right? I haven't seen, he barely gets an easy basket. We don't get out in transition. One of the ways that Julius Randle scored so much last season is because the Pelicans got out in transition. And he got a lot of buckets in transition. We talk about him going downhill. You know why he went downhill? Because he got out in transition. He was able to get out in transition to go downhill. You know what I'm saying? This team doesn't go downhill. And a lot of times, you know, Julius Randle would be trailing the play, or Julius Randle would be running straight down the middle of the court, and the guard would find him going downhill. 1 or 2 dribbles to the basket, or maybe no dribbles to the basket. You know, there were times when he got the ball off the rim and went downhill, but guess what? That was the way the team played. That's the way the Pelicans played, and all the other players knew how to get in their lanes and go and be in the right spots so that the floor would be spread. We don't do that. One, after tonight, we're probably shooting 32, 33% from the three-point line. So guys aren't going to respect the three-point shooters. So the lanes aren't going to be open to go downhill. You know, all of these things affect it. All of these things, you know, play a part. Everyone is just going to look at one player's individual stats. And by the way, Julius Randle, you know, while it may not look like he did anything on the boards, he led the team in rebounding tonight. You know, even though, you know, and maybe I agree. I don't think he had good effort tonight at all. I'm not saying that he did. Not saying that he did. You know, and, you know, maybe he will not end up being the best player on the team. I don't know. Maybe he will figure it out. But some of it, in my opinion, some of it is Fizdale plays a big part. Plays a big part in it. You know what I'm saying? When I see Julius Randle getting umpteen open shots and he's not knocking it down, then I'm gonna say, yeah, Julius Randle's not doing his job. When I see Julius Randle getting clear lanes to the basket and he's blowing it, then I'm going to say it's Julius Randle's fault. But when I see our offense designed, we do all these passes just to get somebody in a one-on-one situation, and then we still take another 5 to 8 seconds for that person to score. To me, that's the designer's fault. Because the offense should be designed so that we can get the ball and only have to take 1 or 2 dribbles to get to the basket to score. Or get the ball and we have a wide open jump shot. And obviously it's not going to happen on every play. And there's going to be plays that have to come down to a player penetrating and making, being creative offensively. But it shouldn't happen every single time down the floor. How many wide open shots did the Kings get tonight? All for good ball movement and good penetration. The only person that really had to create a shot was De'Aaron Fox. He's the only one that really had to create a shot and get into the paint. Everybody else either had wide open threes, which is the reason why they shot 50% from 3 tonight, or whatever it was. Right? 38% from 3 tonight. The Kings did. Because they were getting wide open shots. They were getting the ball out in transition. Making the game easy. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'?
Hi, how are you, Sam?
I'm good. How are you? I'm good.
I'm good,
Hi.
man. Frustrated by the loss, but, it is what it is. But I just wanted to clarify on Fizz rather than the players.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Fizdale is the one that's having the Knicks in trouble. Everybody's blaming Randall. Everybody's blaming Frank. But I think it's just the coach, and that the coach doesn't have any offensive plays in his playbook. I actually don't even think he has a playbook at all, to be honest.
You might be right about
that. Back then,
that.
it used to be that the Knicks had offense, but no defense, and now it's the opposite. The Knicks have defense this year, but no offense.
And the defense tonight looked a little bit. Yeah, the defense tonight wasn't that good. Defense was actually terrible tonight.
Overall, it looked like the Knicks weren't there tonight, but the past couple of games, we were there, but we just couldn't get over the hump. We couldn't score anymore in the last couple of minutes of those games, like against the Celtics. That was really a tough loss. But today, it was just an embarrassment. It was just bad.
Yeah, it definitely was, man.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How long does Fizdale last?
Man. If it was up to me, I would get him out of here in like a month, man, because it's just not working out. It's really not working out. They're looking like almost like last year. It's really bad.
Yeah, it is. It's really bad. I mean, obviously, we're all emotional, and if they come out to Wednesday, whenever they play Wednesday, and they who do they play? Detroit Wednesday.
Detroit too. Detroit's not an easy team to beat. Detroit's really good this year.
Nope. So if they come out Wednesday and blow Detroit out the water, then people will be thinking differently. So there's a lot of emotions going on tonight, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. We just seen the team just really stink up the court. Listen, if you lose by 20, sometimes you're going to lose by 20. You're just going to lose by 20. You're not shooting well, whatever it is. But all season long, we've been shooting 42% from the field.
Yeah,
right?
and throughout the game, it's like today I was looking, and throughout the game, we were at like 35 to 38%, and our free throws are awful every game, and that's really not. No matter how good we play, if we have those percentages and those free throw percentages, we're just not going to win any game.
Right. So all season we've been shooting 42%. The ball movement, while it's been better, it's not moving towards the basket. It's moving towards the sidelines.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And everybody's trying to say that Randall is bad. Randall's not cutting it for the team, but I honestly think it's Fizdale that's putting him in that position, because last year he was averaging 20 and 10 or 20 and 8 on over 50%.
Yeah.
And he's coming into the Knicks this season and it's just looking bad. I honestly think it's Fizdale's job to have him put in the right positions and to have him flourish throughout the game.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if Fizdale has the capacity to do it right now, but I don't know. Hey man, I appreciate the call. I'm gonna run through some stats right now, all right? And then we're gonna get back to talking Knicks.
Of course. Have a good night, man, and
right.
have a good night to the chat as well.
Appreciate the call, bro.
All right, no problem, bro.
Peace.
Stay easy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at some of the stats, man. I'm going to get back to the phone call soon enough, but I want to take a look at some of the stats on the night. All right, and we can actually take a look at how rough this game really was, and it was a rough one. And you can hear it in fans fans are upset. We're bickering at each other because it's such a terrible basketball game by the Knicks. You know what I mean? And it's not the kind of game that. Anyway, let's take a look at the stats. The Knicks, listen, we started off the game up 7-2 or 7-3, whatever it was, and I figured, okay, we came out ready to play. We came out ready to go at it. Well, wasn't to be. The Kings, they got hot. They dug in a little bit. They went up 32-23. Second quarter, the Knicks still couldn't get a footing. And as the Kings continued to ascend and get better, the Knicks got worse. They got slower. They got more stagnant. They lost the second quarter 29-18. Third quarter wasn't much better. The Knicks went down by 28 points in the third quarter. Maybe it was 30 in the third quarter. I don't know. But I think maybe 20. I don't know. They went down by a lot. It's 29-23. Fourth quarter, the Knicks won the fourth quarter, but it was, it wasn't anything. The Knicks won the fourth quarter 28-23, but it was garbage time. And it was garbage time basically midway through the second quarter to the end of the game. It was garbage time for the Knicks. And Fizdale should be lighting into these guys right now. I would have the practices that they'd have coming up would be terrible. I could care less how much we have to travel. I could care less how tired they are. There'd be some terrible practices right now. You know what I'm saying? They would never, ever think about throwing that kind of stinker out there on the floor after my next practice. Sacramento Kings shot 48.2% from the field, 38.5% from three. They were 65% from the free throw line. They grabbed 49 rebounds. One of my keys to the game was that the Knicks had to rebound the basketball. But they lost the boards tonight. All right, they lost the boards big time. Well, I guess 49-39, that's big time. The Kings had 25 assists. They had 7 steals, 5 blocks, only 13 turnovers. The Knicks only had 39 rebounds tonight. 18 assists, 9 steals, 5 blocks, 13 turnovers. Right? They took care of the basketball, but it didn't matter because they couldn't shoot. They only shot 40% from the field, 25.8% from three, and only 64.5% from the field. And the Knicks have got to start making some of these free throws, ladies and gentlemen. Got to start making free throws because, not that if they were 100% from the free throw line tonight, they wouldn't have won. But man, these free throws are killing us. We would maybe have 2 or 3 more wins if we made free throws. City for Real has been harping on it for a while about these free throws, and he's right. We're not making free throws. We should be making free throws. All right, looking at the box score tonight, Marcus Morris was the guy, trying to lead the team, and he was fighting for us. I got to give it to him. Marcus Morris was fighting for us. He was trying to get it done. It wasn't enough tonight. Marcus Morris tonight shot 64% from the field. He was 9 for 14, took 14 field goal attempts. He had 28 points. He had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover. It was a negative 11. And listen, let me tell you what. This plus minus that people want to throw out there tonight, what's it going to matter? Every single player on the Knicks was a plus minus except for Mitchell Robinson. Everybody was a plus minus. A lot has to do with who you play with and what lineups you're out there with on the floor. Julius Randle tonight, he only had 8 points. He was 4 for 13 from the field. He had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and only 1 turnover. He played 26 minutes tonight. Wasn't getting it done. Bobby Portis started at center over Mitchell Robinson. He had 2 points, 6 rebounds. He was 1 for 6 from the field. He had 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and 1 steal. RJ Barrett played 40 minutes tonight. He had 22 points. It's 8 for 20 from the field. Shot 40% from the field. He was 1 for 5 from 3. He had 5 rebounds and 3 assists. 2 turnovers. And just to show you how insignificant this plus minus is, people will look and say, oh, RJ Barrett did his thing. Well, guess what? RJ Barrett also was a negative 22. So that should show you how insignificant that number really is. That's really an insignificant number. So, don't throw that number out to me. I don't want to hear that number. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's just pretty much insignificant. It doesn't mean too much. Especially with the way that Fizdale was throwing lineups out there, moving lineups around, trying to find something to work. You can't tell who's doing what because people are on the floor with different players. A lot's going to depend on who you're on the floor with. You know what I'm saying? If you get a player that's playing if the game is a 30-point loss, and you got a player that comes in and plays the last 5 minutes, and the Knicks win the last 5 minutes, and that player, is a +5, people are going to say, well, look at Iggy or whoever was a +5. They should play. Like Ignaz Brazdeikis, he's a -2. Damian Dotson is a -2, right? That means, while they were on the floor, the Knicks only got outscored by 2 points. But guess what? They played when the game it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, that stat doesn't mean what a lot of you might think it means, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, it's finished. Frank Ntilikina, he played 14 minutes. He had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He had trouble staying in front of De'Aaron Fox at times, but there was a lot of switching going on. I do remember one big play where De'Aaron Fox just blew past Frank to the basket, and then Frank fouled him. Matter of fact, that was Frank's second foul. Took Frank out the game. But a lot of times, though, De'Aaron Fox was going one-on-one with Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Bobby Portis, or somebody like that. Wayne Ellington played 24 minutes. He had 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Kevin Knox, he played 20 minutes. He had 2 points, 3 rebounds. He didn't play well. Mitchell Robinson played 24 minutes. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks. Alonzo Trier played 24 minutes. He had 11 points. He was 3 for 9 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 turnovers. Iggy finally got a chance to play. He had 4 points, scoring his first buckets at the Garden. And Damian Dotson, he played 4 minutes. He had no points. Taj Gibson didn't see the floor at all. I'd like to see Taj. Listen, Taj Gibson, maybe we need to play Taj Gibson a little bit more. Taj Gibson is that guy that we thought maybe could settle the team down when we're beginning to lose it or get out. Or I don't want to say get out of control, but when we get to a point when we're in games like this and we need somebody to bring us back on track on the floor. Maybe he needs to get out there a little bit to help us out. You know what I'm saying? On a night when we needed somebody to bang around a little bit because we wasn't getting that. We wasn't getting it. We were soft. We were just soft tonight. We were puppies. We weren't dogs. We was puppies tonight. Sacramento Kings. Let's take a look at Sacramento Kings and see what they did to us tonight. De'Aaron Fox was killing us all night long. Man, you talk about a guy with speed. De'Aaron Fox he's got to be the fastest guy in the league. Got to be. Harrison Barnes, he had 19 points. He was in 4 rebounds. 50% from the field. Rashawn Holmes, he had 14 points. He was 75% from the field, 6 for 8. He had 10 rebounds. He's a decent player, Rashawn Holmes is. Yalitza, he had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. De'Aaron Fox had 24 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. He was 8 for 18 from the field. Buddy Hield, he had 22 points, 4 rebounds. Trevor Ariza, he played 24 minutes. He had 8 points, 5 rebounds. Bogdanovich had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Dwayne Dedman, I mean, they went deep into their bench because they was smacking us. They were able to go deep into their bench and play some guys. take another phone call, ladies and gentlemen. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, what's going on, son? Salute to the show.
What's going on with you? Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Lo. I'm calling from Brick City. I want to say 3 points.
Okay.
I want to say on behalf of Team Frank, you can't say that if he landed and took more of those shots, that he wouldn't really be the difference maker. But going into point 1, I know you saw the preseason games.
What do you say that again?
He was beating screens.
Hold up. Can you say that again? I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Say that again. What you just said about Frank. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that.
Oh, just to preface it, I'm calling from on behalf of Team Frank. I'm just saying, like, if he would have landed more shots, that would really be the difference maker. Like, if he would have I think he would be the catalyst, to be honest. But I really think that he adds a lot to the court. But he was really affecting the game in the preseason when he was beating a lot of screens and giving point guards hell. But he's been switching a lot. I don't know who to attribute that to, whether that be the coach or him, but I feel like he is a difference maker. But I feel like he's being utilized strangely. And my second point, I think that the players could box out more, and I think that Mitchell Robinson is injured. And my third point is, I'm just glad they play Iggy.
Well, I mean, I'm glad they put Iggy out there to play a little bit. Is this the first time we've seen Iggy all season? Maybe the second, right?
This is he played a couple of minutes in the preseason. He wasn't really doing much.
Okay. All right. I think Mitchell Robinson's, his finger is bothering him. Obviously, you seen him. He blocked the shot today with his right hand when he, like they were saying on the telecast, he likes to go with his left hand. I still think, with Mitchell Robinson, there's just some work to do, just some bodybuilding and growing that he has to do. His progress is going a little bit. Some people are saying backwards. I don't know if it's going backwards or not. But I just think that Mitchell Robinson's got to build his body. He's got to get stronger, and he's going to get smarter to the game. And when he does that, sky's the limit for him. You know what I mean? And that takes time. Everybody wants everything right now. And it takes time it takes time. You know what I mean? Some players are going to be right now. Some players is going to happen to them immediately. And some players got to grow. Mitchell Robinson has to grow a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with that. He just has to grow a little bit more. And I think he also needs DeAndre Jordan was, pretty good for him as a mentor. I think he needs a mentor too on the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But salute to you, Sam.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling. All right, man. Peace. I want to get to a couple of super chats before I move on. Sincere the Genius, thank you for the super chat. You said they need to make Mike Miller the coach. Hey, who knows? I want to find out from you guys about Fizdale, what you think about Fizdale and how long Fizdale is going to be here. Is he going to last the season? I mean, if the Knicks continue to play like this, he won't. I don't think he will. Because I think, and this could be a crucial stretch for the Knicks. This next month is seriously crucial for the Knicks. And if they come out and get blown out again in Detroit, or not even get blown out, if they lose again, they really got to win in Detroit. They need this win. We were talking about the Knicks going 6-2 over these next 8 games. They've already lost 1. And they still got to play Detroit and Dallas twice. All of a sudden, these teams that, you thought were going, the Knicks should be competitive with and should really have a chance in beating, and all of a sudden, it looks a little bit scary. Sidney Pinero, thank you for the super chat. You said RJ needs to be the number 1 option, I guess you're saying, and his defense. Randall doesn't move enough, and we need a real point guard to break down the defense. We need to play at a faster pace and work on our free throws. A real point guard could solve our problems, in my opinion. You have a point there. A point guard that can really command this offense would probably do us really well. And I think you would see Julius Randle play a different game, be a better player if we had a point guard that could really command this offense. I know on the last show, some people were talking about Chris Paul. I'm not on that Chris Paul train right now, you know what I mean, because he makes a lot of money and he's on a contract, I think, until 2022 or whatever it is. I'm not with that. It's not the right time for us to bring in Chris. Now, if Chris Paul was on a cheap contract all day long, he'd be perfect for this team. Basketball-wise, he'd be perfect for this team. Salary cap-wise, not so much. Ibrima John, thank you for the super chat. You say the Knicks need to trade Randall for De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, that's not happening. Mavs first and another first, Peyton and Smith Jr. Would that be giving up too much? Thoughts? Bottom line, it's not happening. It's just not going to happen. Sacramento's not going to trade De'Aaron Fox. You know what I'm saying? Why would they? Look what he just did to the Knicks. This kid is going to be coming into his own really, really soon. You know what I'm saying? He's just going to be 22 years old. Right? He's going to be coming into his own. Why would they trade for Randall? And the Mavs first and another first, Peyton and Smith Jr. They wouldn't. Not for De'Aaron Fox. I mean, they wouldn't. You know what I mean? So, I don't think that's happening. You know what I mean? I don't think that's happening. The Knicks need to look at some other ways to get a point guard. You know, if they're trying to salvage this season. Listen, December 15th is a month and 12 days away. That's when trades can begin to happen for players that you currently signed. For players that you signed over the summer, that's when you can make these trades. We'll see. We'll see what the Knicks, if the Knicks got something up their sleeve as far as, you know, the trade front. I don't know. Call in, ladies and gentlemen, 516-405-2246. You know, I'm trying to wait around and see if I can get a little bit of this David Fizdale interview. You know, right now I got like 17 seconds, something like that. That's not enough. I want more. You know, I think I'm probably not going to be able to get it until tomorrow, you know, so I can hear everything that is said. But we'll have a game preview tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We'll have a game preview and we'll get a chance to listen to David Fizdale and everything if we don't get a chance to tonight. Let me get back to the video chat, see what these guys feeling, see what these guys saying. I want to know about Fizdale, man. How long is Fizdale going to last if we keep playing this way? Is he going to last out the season? Or do you think Fizdale is going to be adios? Guillermo, I'm coming to you, man. I'm going to come to you, Guillermo. I don't know if Guillermo can hear me. I see he's having a conversation, but let's see if he's in there. Guillermo.
Oh, yo, what's up, Sim? My bad.
What's up? Tell me, man, how long will Fizdale last?
Oh, wait, hold on. Can we please declare if you're on or off the bandwagon now?
I still want the guy to do good. I want him to do good, but I mean, I'm just looking at everything that's going on, and I'm like, if it keeps going like this, he's not going to last. So how long do you think he's going to last? Is he going to turn it around? Can they turn it around? And I'm not even talking about with wins. I'm just talking about, you know, their play on the court, right?
No, because when you it's one thing, like I said again, man, when I watch. The last time I got happy about a team that wasn't even winning as that much, but there was development for players, was at that team right before Melo came, man. Because I'm not a D'Antoni fan, but everybody on that team had a place on the offense. Everybody had an effect on the offense. You saw development from Landry Fields, Wilson Chandler, Gallinari. I don't see that with this guy Fizdale. And so when you talk about, oh, do I see it? You like where are the schemes that where it's like, yo, they keep running this play for this guy. I can see him really developing into that. Oh, they run RJ off these curls and screens. Oh, I can see him hitting that shot now. Blah blah blah. Oh, Julius Randle, they got him in the post. Blah blah. And he's starting to he's even more efficient. No, I don't see that from this guy Fizdale. But the only thing is that Fizdale and Perry. You know what I mean? It seems like that's a package deal. Now, the only saving grace, and this sounds disgusting because he is the little finger of this team, is if Steve Mills comes in and fires Fizdale but keeps Perry. Because I really think that Perry is like the brain trust in terms of the GM, the GM mind, but Steve
Mhm.
Mills is like basically the guy who's going to make the moves. He's Dolan's plant. So Steve Mills has to have whatever directive from Dolan to get the proper coach to bring him in. And I don't know when that's happening. Like, what coach out there, whether college or the NBA, is a guy that we looking at right now is like, yo, we need that coach. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I just don't see it. And I think they might give Fizdale a full season. Now, the only thing I'll say, and it's tough because guys are on short contracts, guys like Morris are definitely going to be traded by the trading deadline, is if there's a full mutiny where guys are just not playing for Fizdale anymore. But Fizdale doesn't have an attitude is not as like Hornacek, who I think was abandoning some of his players in terms of just in a social interaction, stuff like that. So Fizdale, because he's a nice guy, he's a used car salesman, he's buddy, he takes trips, he travels a lot via to come and hang out with you. He's corny like that. So it's like I don't see the Knicks getting rid of him in season because I don't see a mutiny coming on. But I don't see him lasting here next year if the Knicks get less than 17 wins and you have more talent, you have better talent this year, and you have another draft pick and a draft pick who's actually doing well. You know what I mean? So if there's a team that doesn't get 17 wins, I can see Fizdale out of here by next year. This is some BS, bro. This Lord Jesus. It's trash.
yeah. I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna come to Mark first. I'm gonna come to Mark and then Pro Amp. And then, I'm going to come to Isaiah when I get back. I'm going to take a phone call and I'm going to come to Isaiah. So let Isaiah know. I'm going to get to a phone call. Let Isaiah know. All right, caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What's going on, Sim? First time caller, man. Calling from Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for calling in, man.
I just want to say this, man. Everybody just need to calm down on the Fitz firing. Let the man play out his 4 years. Look at Brett Brown. Brett Brown was tanking, losing every single game. Look at where the 76ers are at now. They're at the top of the league. Knicks fans, be patient. Okay, everybody talking about Fizdale not running a lot of offensive schemes. We can't even run a decent pick and roll. We can't even run the basic offense that he's running right now. So why should we put in other offense? Let us master what we need to master right now. Let the man do his job. Everybody calling for the man's job. Let the man do his job. I think we will turn it around.
Okay.
And I think Randall, he just needs to calm down. I think once he gets the feel where the double team is coming and he passes the ball more crisp and more efficient on time, I think we could be successful. And one more thing, I just hate the lineup with the three big guys, Mitch, Morris, and Randall.
Yeah.
I think they should sit Morris, let Knox come in. That way Randall could work. He could work down low at the post and at least get his buckets. And that's all I got to say, man. Okay. Knicks fans, stay up. I know it's stressful, but we're going to get there, man. We're going to get there.
Let me ask you this before you get off, let me ask you one question, though. You said that, the players can't run what, what Fizdale is giving them. But what is it that they should be running? What is he giving them? I mean, I see some things that they do. Most of it is going, like I say, east and west. Right. But what is he?
What I'm saying to you, the normal basic, how I should say, the normal basic plays that he's running, we can't even master it like a decent pick and roll. We can't even master a pick and roll, how to even play a pick and roll. So if we can't even master those simple, basic plays, why should Fizdale even put in more plays when we can't even do the basic things that we want him to do, that we want them to do? I mean, Fizdale is the coach, and we got to execute the plays, and we are not executing it properly enough. So I hear the guys crying about, Fizdale is not putting in more plays for Knox. Fizdale is not doing this. Master the plays first that he gives to us first. Then we can take a step forward. You understand what I'm saying, Phil?
I get that. I understand that. But, when I look at the things that we are doing, and I feel like part of it is coaching, is, like I said, we don't cut hard to the ball. We don't set good screens. Most of our screens, and it's not even the big man's fault for not setting good screens. A lot of times it's the guard's fault because the guards are going too fast off the screen, right? They're not letting the screen get set. They're moving to wherever they're supposed to move before the screen even gets set. Some of those things you break down while you're in practice, and the coach has to teach it. And I know people say it's the NBA and the coaches shouldn't have to teach, but that's not true today, right? Because the players are coming in the league young. There's more teaching. You got to teach and develop in the NBA today. You know what I'm saying? So, you might have to teach players how to set a good screen. You might have to teach players how to flash hard to the basket or cut hard or if you're cutting off
Sim,
the ball.
That's why we brought in Fitzdale as a development coach to do all these things.
But I don't know if he's
them
doing
these
it.
things.
I don't
So
know if he's
when
doing it
they
because I don't see
master
it.
these little simple things, then I feel we can move on. But until Randall and these other young players understand how to run an offense and how to execute an offense, we're going to be stuck in the same basic offense all the time.
Nah, I mean, you're right. We do have to learn how to master those things first. I think Fizdale has to. I'm just not sure if Fizdale is enforcing and holding these guys accountable to make sure that they're doing these things, because I would feel like I'm starting to see it. And I know it's only been, 7 games or whatever it is?
7 games.
7 games.
Yeah, 7
I know
games.
it's only been 7 games. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like I would be seeing a little bit. The guys that were there from last year to this year, I feel like I would be seeing it. Guys that are just coming in, you don't know what skills they, the type of things that they do or don't have, and they may have to work on it. I feel what you're saying, though. I do get that. If they can't master the little things.
I still feel that we should still have some belief in Fizdale. Just like how Philly gave Brett Brown a chance, and we went through the draft, we built through the draft, and look at where they're at now. They are juggernauts. So Knicks Nation, just relax, man. Relax. I've been going through it a long time too myself.
You're not the only one.
And I got confidence in this group right here, man, and we could do something.
All right. Hey, I appreciate the call, man.
All right, man. Big up yourselves,
Make sure you
man.
call back. All right, make sure you call back, man. All right. The one thing I say about, the Philly comment is that one of the reasons why you could live with what was happening in Philly is because you could see all those little things happening, right? You could see the team playing. They might have been terrible, but you could see at least what they were trying to do and what they would, what they could be doing or what they wanted to do. You know what I mean? The same thing with the Nets and Kenny Atkinson, right? You could see what they wanted to do and what they were trying to do. Maybe they weren't good at it, right? But you could understand it, you could see it, and you could see them trying to be sharp, trying to be crisp, and obviously playing hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure I see those same things with Fizdale. What I see with Fizdale, I feel like there's a lot of confusion, even on Fizdale's part. Who do I play? How do I use my players? You had months. You sign these players in July. You know what I'm saying? You sign these players in July. You have months to look at what these players do. Figure out the best way to use them. You know what I'm saying? Aunt G, I don't have the entire interview, and obviously, I watch my game on League Pass, so I don't have the entire interview right now. I'm trying to get the entire interview. I think I got bits and pieces of the interview. You know what I mean? I do got a little piece that I can play, that's talking about RJ Barrett and his number of minutes. You know what I mean? But I don't have the entire interview. But I'm going to play what I got as soon as I can. All right, play what I got as soon as I can. All right, let me get to these guys here in the chat, man. Mark, coming to you, bro. I'm coming to you. Go ahead, Mark.
You know what I was just thinking too about the stream.
Uh-huh.
I said, we ain't. I thought we are bad, but now that when I think about it, just look at the landscape of New York City right now. The Nets are down, the Jets, the Giants, and us. So, guys, listen, bro.
But that really has nothing to do with the Knicks, though. I mean, yes, they're all bad, but it's not like they're all making the Knicks bad, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying at least I can feel good, so I don't have to go in maniac mark mode because
right.
I'm trying to refrain from that now because I'm gonna take things in for what it is as of right now. And the guy on the phone, he kind of had a point because when you did look at that Philly team, no Knicks team was worse than that Philly team, on God. And even people talk about the Nets. Go look at. There was one season where Nets only won 10 games. Y'all figured that?
Yeah. That was a long time ago. But when Kenny Atkinson got there, right, and they weren't winning, but you could see what they were trying to do. You could see how hard they played every night, right?
Yeah,
the same thing.
You're right. But that took till the fourth year. You go look where they really, 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 really got it. It took to the fourth year because you watched from when Kenny Atkinson got in there. They was losing a lot of games the way we are losing right now. This is year 2 for Fizz. Year 2 for Fizz. So again, he has to show us something. It shows from time to time, but it's not consistent. It's just not consistent. It's not consistent. Honest truth. Trying to be as honest. It's not consistent. We want it to be consistent. So as long as now that we're going into the season and from game to game, we're watching the same thing over and over. And we're losing games like the way we lose games. Especially when listen, man, I tell you, we have to come out strong. We cannot allow these teams to do that because we put so much pressure on young RJ. Because when I looked at his minutes, I did not know averaging 37 minutes, which is not a problem for me. He's the leading scorer. And he's averaging damn near 8 rebounds a game. Mm-hmm. And I said to myself when I saw that, something is wrong. Something is wrong. He should not be averaging all those, like the leading guy on all those numbers for a young guy like that. If you're looking for your team to get good and you went out and signed these players to help your team develop. Because RJ's in develop mode. So I'm looking at that now. I'm saying, something's wrong now. Something's really wrong with us.
Well, I mean, yeah. Something's definitely is wrong with us.
Even if you have a good rookie like that, if you had a player that's been playing years in the NBA and that's known for doing scoring, even if that player have a couple of 2 games, his average is still to be better than the rookies. Period. So when I seen that, I said,
well, I mean, it's not always going to be that way. If your rookie is just that good, and a rookie doesn't have to be good, where they're creating their own shot and stuff like that. If he's just that good, then he's just that good.
Because it's like equivalent to when Damian Lillard played with LaMarcus Aldridge. You knew LaMarcus Aldridge was that good, and Damian Lillard was good, but his averages wasn't near LaMarcus Aldridge. So nothing was wrong in there. I just said rookie out there just balling. But now we got a rookie, and I did not expect this efficiency that he's going with right now. He's 50%.
Yeah, nobody did.
49% from the field, and I think like 40% from 3. I didn't expect those averages from dude because it wasn't like that in college.
Well, after tonight, he won't be 40% from 3.
Yeah, and that's
he was 1 for 5.
Those gotta go up, Sim.
Got to.
It got to go up as a guard. Has to go up, bro.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man.
Speaking of RJ Barrett, let's take a listen to what Coach Fizdale had to say about RJ Barrett playing so many minutes. All right, I'll be right back to you, Mark. We're gonna take a listen to Coach Fizdale talking about RJ Barrett playing a lot of minutes, and how he feels about RJ Barrett playing so many minutes. So let's get to it.
First Boston loss, you called that an embarrassment out there. How do you characterize tonight?
It's a crap game. Just we had nothing. Did nothing right. We didn't execute on either end of the floor. You know, to keep it in perspective for our guys, we played 6 crap quarters.
And actually, I probably brought up the wrong one. Maybe this is not R.J. Barrett, and you know, talk about R.J. Barrett in his minute. So we'll listen to what he is saying, and then we'll get to R.J. Barrett.
This whole season, 3 of them was in this game. Unacceptable, obviously. Take it. We got to own it. We'll get back to the film and regroup.
First Boston.
All right. So there you go. One right there. He said we got to take it, we got to own it, and then we'll regroup. Yeah, I mean, that's the right things to say. He's got to be a big part of this team regrouping, though. You know what I mean? You know, he's he's got to be a huge part of the team regrouping, and you know, not only do they have to regroup, but they got to go back and look at. They got to break down and look at everything, I think. You know what I'm saying? It's not just regrouping. They got to break down and they got to look at everything that they do from the offensive standpoint, defensively, as far as all the switching and all that stuff. I think they got to look at everything. You know what I mean? And figure out the best way to make this team better, because it's not working right now. So now let's take a listen to what David Fizdale has to say about load management with R.J. Barrett. All right, let's take a listen to Fizz.
He's got the day off tomorrow. We gotta get off of this load management crap. That's Latrell Sprewell averaged 42 minutes for a season. This kid's 19 years old. Drop it.
I guess the lineup change didn't quite work.
You think?
No, but I mean, what do you want?
We'll see. Watch the film and figure it out.
All right, so there we go. That's how he feels, man. That's how he feels about R.J. Barrett in the minutes. And look, I'm not too much worried about. I do get a little bit worried about whether or not he's going to burn him into the ground by the time we get to December or January. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that, you know, I really do hope that he's strong enough, has a strong enough body to deal with it and handle it and continue to be strong. Historically, rookies have hit, you know, what they call the rookie wall. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. Let's, you know, I'm going to take a phone call. Then we're going to go ahead and listen to R.J. Barrett and how he feels about the minutes. All right? Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hello?
Yeah, what's popping with you, brother?
What's going on, Sam? This is Kevon from Maryland.
Hey, what's going on, bro? How you feeling?
Doing pretty good. We live right now, right?
Yeah, you live, bro. You live.
All right. I'm ready. So, you know, let's start off by this. I have a question for all the Knicks fans. Do we want to wait until our season record is 6 wins and 30 losses? Finally say, you know what? Need to fire the coach. And I understand all the folks who want to talk about culture and why it's not the right thing to do for the culture to, you know, constantly go through coaches. I really get that, because that's how I feel about the young guys. Like, I don't want to trade or give up many of the young guys, because that is the Knicks thing to do. In the past, we've given up on young guys who've gone on to do great things. Listen, if we get rid of Fizdale, he's not about to go and do great things. This man has not installed an identity. Who are we? What do we do well? On a game-to-game basis, on our offense, what do we want? What type of shots do we value? You know, what is the identity? You know, a lot of things have been said. We go east to west with these stupid handoffs that really go east to west and go nowhere. The paint is consistently bogged down with like 3 power forwards, and all we get is the ISO plays for Morris or ISO plays for Portis. It's terrible. The identity part is the issue. Whatever happened to, playing fast? Like, we're last in pace. That's a fireable offense right there. If a coach says we're going to play this way, and then every single stat that we have to indicate whether or not you're playing the way how you say you want to play shows that you're not doing that, you have lied. Like, we don't have an identity. This inconsistent lineup stuff is insane. Like, last game at the Celtics, we played an 8-man rotation, and, we kind of felt like we had something going there because the team actually played, they hung tough with the Celtics. And I thought, maybe we'll keep that going to Sacramento. But he makes this sudden little change. He puts in Portis, takes out Mitch. And our defense was non-existent in the first quarter. The only reason why we were in the Celtics game is because we had, some defensive chemistry from the start all the way to the end. This game, we had no defensive chemistry from the beginning. And it's really sad. It's really frustrating. Like, this 8-man rotation, I know we were giving him props in a way for, having the lineups correct during the Celtics game, but we are honestly deep enough to have a 10-man rotation. Honestly, a 11-man rotation. Because when it comes to players like Ellington, if you put in Ellington and he, whenever Ellington comes in, Ellington gets the green light. And by the way, we only have like 2 plays to free up Ellington. I hope y'all see that.
That's
where
true.
Ellington comes
That's
around
true.
the little double pick and
Right.
he's still got like 3 or 4 Knicks around him. We give Ellington the green light. If Ellington does not make, 1 shot out of his first 5 attempts, all right, cool. We send in Ellington for the night. Then we got Trier and Dot. But this man Fizdale is a bonehead and continues to play vets over the young guys. And it's just like last year when we had these 1-year rentals who are just not doing nothing but taking up space and not even producing wins. So I know I just said a lot. I just had to get that off my chest. But it's really terrible. I mean, what do we do well? Like, we don't even shoot free throws well. How, as a coach, are you not hitting players to make 5 free throws before they leave the gym for the night? Like, you cannot leave until you make 5 this is the pros. So you got to make 15 consecutive free throws before you get to go home for the night?
Nah, I feel you.
Like,
I feel
simple
you.
things.
I tell you the one thing that we've done well up until this game. The one thing we've done well up until this game is continue to fight. That's the one thing we've done well is we would fight and we would not fold. We didn't do that tonight. We folded, and that scares me that we're already getting tired of fighting but losing. We'll see how they respond coming back against Detroit. Hey, I appreciate the call, Kevon, man. And hey, Kevon, be on the lookout, man, because I'm trying to hook up something for DC. You know what I mean? So
That's what it is.
yeah.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Last thing is just I just want Knicks fans to notice something about Julius Randle. Over the summer, this past summer, there was a something called Jelly Fam, where it's like a certain type of layup that people were popularizing because you kind of go to the rim and then you twist your hand.
Right.
So like you kind of go
fillet
like, over
joint.
the rim, like as if you're about to dunk it, but then you quickly twist it and turn it into like a finger roll layup. And people are calling that Jelly Fam, and a bunch of social media, videos
It's
made it
dude.
popular and stuff like that.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
The Jelly Fam has ruined Julius Randle's game. When he dribbles, he Jelly Fams his dribbles. So he's carrying his dribbles. So that's where all those turnovers are coming from. And his layups, he Jelly Fams every layup, and he misses these things. So he basically has a hitch in his layups and in his dribbles, and that's why he is getting these turnovers. But I'm going to let y'all go.
All right, man. Appreciate the call. Let's take a listen to RJ Barrett talking about his time on the floor and how he feels about playing so many minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is RJ Barrett. And maybe you can't hear it. Maybe this might be pretty low for you, so maybe we won't be listening to RJ Barrett because it seems pretty low.
I don't know.
Maybe it's low for you. I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to rewind it. Let me know if you can hear it. All right, because it seemed like it might have been pretty low. Are you guys able to hear that? Okay, you said you can hear him.
Happened already. I don't know. Remember that we.
All right, so you guys can't. Basically, what he said, I guess you guys, I guess it's very low. You guys had trouble hearing it. He said that, we're having this bad start, and if they turn it around, and big shout out to SNY Knicks videos, for providing the videos, the interviews. If they turn it around, Knicks fans, maybe will forget about this stretch. It could be true. Could be true. All right, let's see if we can listen to Julius Randle, because Julius Randle has been a hot topic tonight. All right, let's see if we can hear Julius Randle. Hopefully we can hear Julius Randle. Let me see. Let me see if we can hear this. Get this through. And it just looks like the video is pretty low. So I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Looks like the video is too low. The sound is too low for whatever reason. You guys are unable to hear it. All right. Let me get to a couple of super chats. I'll see if I can get the sound right. Mighty Nick, you said, I told y'all, thank you for the super chat. You said, I told y'all Fizdale was trash last year. We'll see, man. Let's see if he can get it going, man. I'm skeptical right now. I'm not gonna lie. Ralph Petito, you said, what about Frank, RJ, Knox, Morris, and Mitch starting? It might be more balanced. It might be a more balanced lineup. Uncle Fizz need to put a system to benefit all of his players. I think that's the problem. He doesn't have a system that's really going to benefit everyone. About putting Randall on the bench and not starting Morris. I mean, starting Morris and putting Randall on the bench. I could see where it could work. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he's going to do it, though. And then Nick Gay said, Sim, RJ is averaging the same amount of minutes as every Hall of Famer, LeBron, D-Wade, and Michael in their rookie year. Okay, hey, I'll take that. Take that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as worried about Julius Randle. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really worried about him. I'm not really worried about RJ Barrett. I think he's going to be all right. Anyway, let's get back to the guys in the video chat. I'll see if I can get this sound fixed. Or I don't even know if it's me. I think it's just the video is really low. All right. Go ahead, Mark. See you. Go ahead, Mark.
All right. So I listened to the last call. The man Julius won a jelly roll, getting paid to come to the Knicks. Now his layers is messed up. Now you're telling us something new. But other than that, forget it. When I have kind of this thing where people want to fire Fizz now, right? This is his second year. Okay, it's his second year. Okay, so he's gonna fire another coach. Now you tell me, Sim, who's the next coach in line to hire to fix this, or who's gonna fix this team into prominent?
I have no idea.
So in that case, we're stuck, right? We're gonna be stuck with him for 4 years because if we do that again, we're gonna look like the same old Knicks. Number one. Number two, Coach Atkinson, right? His fourth year coaching the Brooklyn Nets, and even this year, if you watch I watch all 6 games. I swear to you right now, it is Kyrie and nobody else. They have no identity for what it looked like last year compared to now. So when people say, "Oh, we don't have identity," you know what the identity was looking like? When before this game and before that other Celtics game, we had a defense identity in some of them games. We just couldn't score. So there's somewhat of something happening. Something is happening because, again, the last year, what we talked about, they played defense. They tried. They did something. And I'm looking at Coach Atkinson's record. It's somewhat compared to the Knicks. You know, just how they sucked, just like how we suck. His first year was 20 games. His second year went 28, right? So if you look from his second year, 28. This should be an improvement this year. We shouldn't lose. We shouldn't be winning. We shouldn't be winning 17 games. We should win over 25 games. 25 games. His third year, because he had got better players and he had a functional point guard. Now, when you look at this year, he has way better players than us, and they look like they're not doing anything on offense. Their offense is one-sided. When you watch Brooklyn, they ain't running anything. Everything is one-on-one. You have Dinwiddie chucking up. You have Kyrie doing what Kyrie does. And then you have DeAndre Jordan not playing defense, looking like a stone on defense. Their defense is more horrible than it was last year. That's how basketball is.
Well, I mean, obviously, things can change when you have different players, right? You have different players come in, things can change, all that good stuff. I get that. But the one thing I'll say,
we got new players. It's 9 new players.
I know. I get that. But there was nothing from last year to move over to this year, right? We know that. There was nothing from last year to move over to this year. But like I said about Kenny Atkinson, like I said about with the 76ers, there were things.
Well, let's not judge those 2 years of the 76ers because it was nothing there. They was just losing games.
But there were things with some of the players that you could see them starting to do. The first 2 years, yes, they were just terrible, right? I get that.
The only player.
But that was. But listen. Hold up, listen. But clearly, it was part of the plan. They announced when they were ready to start trying to win.
Okay, and that was when
that
was the 4th year and Embiid came off injury and it gave them the money. They got Ben Simmons.
But listen, they announced this when we're trying to win, right? The Knicks have put it out there that they're not, of course they didn't put it out there to say they're trying to win the championship, but like they said, they want to win games.
Of course, every team I want to win games.
They want to win games. They want to win games, right? And from what I'm seeing so far, I don't care what no one says. I'm watching and I'm watching close. And I'm not seeing the small little things. I don't care if they win or lose, really. I'm not worried about it as much. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I want them to win games, but I'm not seeing the small things that have to be done. They can move the ball quicker. They can set better screens. They can cut off the ball. They can cut hard. These things can be done without you having a great offense. You can do these things. These things can be done, and that happens. Coaches teach that. That comes from coaching.
I'm going to take, y'all tell me, it's only 6 games. Why are you getting on Julius Randle? It's only 6 games, Sam. Why are you getting on Nick?
Why am I getting on it? This is the reason why I'm getting on Fizdale about it. Because I seen the same damn things last year.
You seen it offensively. You seen it.
No, what I'm saying, I seen the same things. No. I seen the same exact things where guys did not set good screens. Guys did not cut hard to the basket. Teams gave up and stopped playing hard. I'm seeing the same things, and it's with different players. That's what makes me start to say it's Fizdale, and I'm still supporting him. But I'm turning to the way where I'm saying it's him because I see the same exact. Hold up, no, I see the same habits with 9 new players. 9 new players. I'm seeing the same exact habits that I seen with the players last year. That to me, the only consistent one is Fizdale. That's the consistent. He's the consistent. He's he's the factor. He's the one that's been there. That's the one. He's consistent. He's the consistent factor. Fizdale is. 9 new players, and we talking about the same exact habits, bad habits. The same thing as last year. 9 new players. That's what makes me say it's him.
Hold on. So if you was a Brooklyn Nets fan, right? Those first 2 years before they took the third-year leap, you'd have been complaining the same damn thing that you complain about the Knicks right now. Because
actually,
hold on.
Go ahead.
If you look at them early Nets team, be as upset as you are right now as you. It's the same damn thing. It's the same damn thing.
Go back and see what people say. And talk about with the Nets, how when Atkinson got there, I know, but it's not about the winning and losing right now. It's not just about that. It's about the way that they were playing, how hard they were playing, how they were fighting every night. Everybody knew, everybody could see, even 2 years ago. If you went to play Brooklyn, it was a tough game. They may not have been winning, but it was a tough game, and they had things that they were trying to do, and they were crisp.
The Nets didn't take on 9 new players every year.
That the Nets? But I'm saying, but listen. What I'm saying is, if you see the same habits, the same problems as in previous years, even though you have new players, 1 year you can say, okay, it's the coach, right? It is the coach. The coach. I mean, 1 year you might say it's the players. Yeah, it's the players. Right? The players, this is what we heard from a lot of people last year. The players can't do this. The players can't do that. The players can't do this. Okay, so we got 9 new players. And they're still doing the same damn things. And now we still got people saying the players can't do this, the players can't do that.
Hold on. You're bringing in 9 new players that had bad habits everywhere. And to come onto a new team to improve it with their bad habits.
Wait a minute.
He has to get rid of their bad habits.
Hold up.
There's only 6 games.
I mean, yes, some of them came in with some bad habits. Some of them came in with some bad habits, right? But some of them, like maybe some of them came in with the ball sticks, right? Marcus. I get that. But what I'm saying is, but we're not seeing the same. But what we are seeing are the same exact things from last year.
Hold on.
Come on, man. That's bull, man. I don't. That's bull. We're seeing the same shit.
Starters, not role players.
Okay, what's that got to do with it?
On any other team, hold on. They're not starters on any other team. They're role players, bro. You could deal with a role player having bad habits on a team who have stars that can uplift the team. We're rolling out.
None of them came from one player. One player came from a team that had a star. One player, Julius Randle, came from having Anthony Davis, who was only there half the time. Bobby Portis didn't come from a team like that. You know what I'm saying? Fizdale does not enforce these good habits. That's what I see. He does not enforce these good habits. He doesn't enforce it. You know what I'm saying? He makes excuses for the players too. He does not enforce these good habits. He's not making the guy say, you better set this good screen. If you're not setting good screens for me, your ass is on the bench. No, they stay on the floor. Or maybe he's just not working on it in practice. I don't know. But you can work on setting a good screen. That's not hard. It's easy.
Durant don't set great screens. And
Who?
you think
What?
he should set great screens. He doesn't set screens at all.
Who doesn't set screens at all? Why the hell are we talking about Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant doesn't have to set screens. That's not his damn job. He's a freaking superstar. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Oh, Simeon. This
Go ahead,
is
man.
what I love, Sim. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Listen, Sam, it's so sad that we're 6 games into the season and we're already yelling and screaming. Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you, son. The tendency that we're seeing from this year are the same ones we saw last year. And then, you were right when you said this is what we said. Last year, this is what we said. Everybody said this last year. Everybody agreed that it was the players. We didn't have the players. We didn't have the talent. Well, we actually have talent. We actually got the players. We actually have the talent to actually do what we should be doing. And again, I called this game. Sim, I told you when I was at when we were at the game. This team, this Fisdale should be fired. I don't care what nobody tells me. I don't care what some of these callers come in here and say. Fisdale needs to be fired. He's not a good coach. He at best, and he's on a great assistant coach. He's not a coach, and we have to recognize that. There's sometimes you got to cut a man loose before he hurts the team. We have to recognize that. You know what? David Fisdale is a great assistant coach. He was a great assistant coach for Miami. He did his thing, and maybe that's the limit he has, because there's no reason why a coach like this he does the most bizarre things. The first game, he didn't start a point guard against the Spurs. What are you doing? And then you have players. Then for 3 games straight, he had three he has three. He has 3 point. He's going against 3 prime point guards and doesn't start Frank over other players. And then you have this dude. He's not playing Trier. He's not sitting Julius Randle. It can't be clear as day to all of us that Marcus Morris and Julius Randle should not be on the floor at the same time. We can't recognize that and he not see it. He did this last year when we had to artificially, like my boy Guillermo used to always say, artificially make Tim Hardaway Jr. a superstar and used to force him. But since he was getting paid $20 million, and he got to play through his craft, or everybody else got to sit on the bench because that was David Fielder did. He used to take the easy way. This dude is not a coach, and this dude doesn't get in your face. This dude doesn't tell you what to do. This dude it treats it like a playground. And if you make $15 million or more, you get to play through your craft, and everybody else has to just go through the motions of not playing. This guy's not a great coach. His rotations suck. His adjustments suck. He's literally being outcoached by Luke Walton.
It's not like
Kings
that.
The Kings were not a good team
coach,
coming into this game. And what did the Knicks do? Of course, get blown out. Like, this dude is not a good coach. I need everybody to know this. He's not a good coach. He has no good adjustments, no substitution, doesn't know when to play this player with to play here. This dude has RJ Barrett leading the league in minutes. What are we talking about?
Look, I'm concerned about if he gets tired, but I'm not as concerned about the minutes thing. You know what I'm saying? If he's your best player,
so you say that now, and then
I'm not as concerned
when RJ
about it.
Barrett goes through a string of bad games, we're gonna see when RJ Barrett was averaging 37 minutes a game in the beginning of no, dude, he's gonna crash. He's gonna crash and burn. We all know what's gonna happen.
We'll see.
This is why load management is a thing now. This is why Tom Thibodeau. Everybody used to make memes about Tom Thibodeau because the way he used to load manage all his starting fives and they used to burn out in the playoffs. This is just, to me, this is not good coach. He's not even doing simple coaching. He doesn't he doesn't. It's just ridiculous what he doesn't tell these certain players to sit or to listen, man. I feel like
get your thoughts. Get your thoughts together, man. I don't know what you're saying. Kind of all low. I need you to get your thoughts. I need you to get your thoughts clear. Be clear and coherent. You know what I'm saying? You're not clear and coherent right now. Nate, I'm gonna come to you real quick, man. Go ahead.
What's up, man? Man, it feels like everybody's about to blow their top tonight.
No, because it's not even just about the loss, man.
Oh, I feel you, man. It's been the same story all year, man, or early in this season. You know what, Sim? I hate to say it, man, but I think we just have the wrong coach, man. I really do.
Listen, I'm holding on. I really am. I'm holding on hope as much as I can. I'm still trying to support him, but I just see a lot of things that I don't like. And I just see a lot of things that I don't like. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to hold on and support and hope and hope that he's going to turn it around.
Let's look at the facts with Fizdale right now. Offensively, we have no identity. I have no idea what the hell we're doing on offense. His sets don't make sense. His out of bounds plays don't make sense. We have no identity, so that's a problem. Defense has been average to mediocre. Tonight we took a huge step backwards on defense. I didn't even watch the game, but I watched one sequence where Fox just picked apart the defense completely, and there was no accountability on defense. And then these really weird decisions as far as not playing Trier, you know, I guess benching Mitch Robinson for Portis. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm really scratching my head with Fizdale's decisions right now. I think, you know, it comes back to what a lot of people say is that maybe he just doesn't know how to be a head coach right now. You know, maybe he's trying to do this on the fly and it's not working.
Yeah.
You know,
It
I
could
think
be, man.
honestly, I hate to say it, but we're probably destined for a top 5 pick again.
I don't want to hear that, Nate. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that one. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear it. Guillermo, I'm coming to you, man. I want to ask you about Detroit. What do we got to do, man? This was supposed to be a stretch where we started to, could hopefully start to turn it around. Obviously, we still got 7 games left in this stretch. You know, games that we would hope would be winnable. Can we restart this in Detroit? Now, a lot of us were like, this is a must win. We had to win this game. You know what I'm saying? Can we restart this in Detroit, go to Detroit, get a win, and start to get some wins under our belt in this next 7 games where we're playing some weaker teams before we hit this tough stretch?
Sam, first and foremost, when you are a crap team like the Knicks are, there are no weaker teams. Every team is stronger than you. Like, we've been through this, Sim, and we literally have 1 win against the Chicago Bulls by some, fairly late on play. So I'm not calling nobody weaker, man. We are the weakest team, and we're going to stay the weakest team. We do not have the right to call anybody trash, or not saying you some trash, I mean weak. The only way you get this together, and I think Reggie Jackson is out, right? So you got Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin, and some, I don't know who the other players are. I'm not really cognizant about the
Derrick Rose is their starting point guard right now.
Oh, mental case Derrick Rose, yeah, that guy. I would say this, man, and like you said, Sim, and I love the fire and the passion you brought because you yourself, you're a coach, so you see the nonsense. If you want to win against the Detroit Pistons, you got to be disciplined. That means that, dude, if you're not the so-called eat what you kill, it don't matter how much you make, whether it's Morris, whether it's Randall, whether it's any of these guys, bro. If they're not coming around on the pick and roll defense, you take them out. If they're not playing hard on defense or smart on defense and they're making boneheaded, lazy plays, you take them out. If they want to play ISO ball, even though your system is trash, but if they're not doing what I guess you're trying to tell them to do in the system, if they're going all over the place, you take them out. So if you want to beat teams like this, first and foremost, because you don't have an offense or you don't have the offensive players that you so-called want, even though you have more talent this year, you know how you win, Fizdale? You win with freaking defense. That's it. You create easy shots and turnovers to get turnovers to create easy shots and easy possessions. Since you don't want to play off ball, you want to have a De'Aaron Fox at point guard and have him play with defense. That's the only way we're going to beat these teams, Sim, because like I said, you want to let Marcus Morris play off like he's Kobe. And don't get me wrong, Marcus Morris is talented, and in certain times he's helped. He's saved us with his offense. I ain't taking that away from him. But this guy, you're not disciplining him because you're scared of him. Like bro, you're a coach. Same thing with Julius Randle. It came onto today. But with Julius Randle, because you want to play my position and you get mad when he's not doing it right or doing the right thing, but you got to discipline these guys and play the young guys or the guys. Like even when I don't want to say we were coming back, but even the younger guys showed fire. You know what I mean? Guys like Trier. I don't know what happened with Trier. If nothing happened with Trier, play the damn boy. And with this RJ thing, I know this is slightly off topic. This is the same type of crap that Thibodeau would say. Oh, he's 19. Yeah, well, idiot. You don't play a kid who's 19 years old 41 minutes because you're dependent on him to save your stupid job, because you don't have any offensive creativity. You don't have any idea of an offense, and you're lucky that you ran into a rookie who can actually ball out. You don't run your rookie into the ground. You temper him so he doesn't have too much pressure on his back. And I love RJ because he's like a guy who I think that he could he can take pressure in absolute sense, but you don't put all the pressure on his back to save you. Because the next thing you know, he might be pushing himself. He might be hurt. He might not tell you, and he might hurt himself by going to the basket too hard or something like that. You play this kid 41 minutes because you're trying to get the most out of him because you don't have any other way to win. Because the only thing you know how to win is from that 2010 that area with the Miami Heat, and you're trying to turn him into your own man, Dwayne Wade, which I think he is, but he's too young to be playing the most minutes in the NBA at 41 minutes. What the hell's wrong with you, Fizz? So, like I said, the only way you win is to spread the ball around, get the ball to the guys who are actually producing. If you're not producing, if you're and I'm not saying scoring points producing. If you're doing stupid things that take us out the game, stupid possessions, stupid turnovers, if you're doing stuff like that, defense when you're not coming up, Julius Randle, bro, you are not coming up on defense. They did this against the Celtics when we saw you. They did this other night with the Celtics when Kemba kept driving into you. Step up on the pick and roll defense so the guy, even if or teach him how to peek. Teach him how these guys to peak, so then Frank Ntilikina could come back around and recover on this guy. You go back on the big guy. Like I just, you know what it is, Sim? The only way you win this next game is with discipline and fundamentals. Teach these damn guys fundamentals. Like I said, it doesn't make sense that DeAndre Jordan, when he came here, Mitchell Robinson was a different player, and when he left, Mitchell Robinson went right back. That makes no sense. You are a coach. Coach these guys with discipline and fundamentals. It's not that hard, bro. It's not.
Yeah,
your free throws, we shouldn't be shooting you shouldn't be missing all these damn free throws, Sim. Like I said, before practice ends or whatever, these guys should have a mandate to shoot 500 free throws before or after practice. Doesn't make any sense why these guys the fundamentals are just piss poor in this team, and that goes to coaching. That's not talent. That's coaching, man.
No, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Pro Amp, I'm coming to you, man.
Bro,
what do we gotta do? How are we gonna beat Detroit?
All right, how we gonna beat Detroit, bro? By luck, dude. That's how we're gonna beat Detroit.
Okay.
All right, to be honest with you, bro, the Knicks aren't good enough to say we can beat anyone. Yo, they're just gonna have to work hard, and hopefully they beat them, dude. Like I want to go back to the Fizz conversation real quick, man, because I didn't get a chance to jump in there.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, Marcus talking about the Nets a little bit and blah, blah, blah. But you see what the Nets coach is trying to do. He's trying to shoot threes or get to the basket. He doesn't like long twos. You know what I'm saying? So, and when they were playing the Knicks, you saw them running around. You saw them trying to get these open shots, and they were getting open shots all over the place. The Knicks, that offense, what are they doing? They go to the top of the key. They're passing around the top of the key. They're doing dribble handoffs. It's like I don't see the Knicks offense. You know, I don't see an identity. I don't see. I mean, do you disagree or what? Like, I don't know, because I'm not a coach, bro.
No, I agree with you. Right now with the Knicks offense, what I see them doing is going east and west, at the top of the key. Not a lot of actions going to the basket, right? And I'm not exactly sure, like you said, I don't know what it is they want. What is the bread and butter of the Knicks offense? That's what I want to know. What is the bread and butter of the Knicks offense?
To me,
we don't know.
To me, a sign of a good coach is this, right? Adjustments, right? In basketball and in football, coaches are very important because you need to adjust. All right. When they're doing pick and rolls and you're getting Kemba off of Ntilikina, you have to notice that and say, Ntilikina, you're not switching off of this dude. You know what I'm saying? There was no adjustment on that. When have you ever seen Randall get a mismatch where they deliberately try to get him a mismatch where he has a smaller dude defending him, so when he's close to the basket? I never see it. And to me, that's coaching.
Right. Nah, right. I agree. So look, man, the Detroit Pistons right now, they won their last game versus the Nets. They beat the Nets 113-109. The Pistons right now are 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They average 108.3 points per game. They give up 112 points per game. Their starting point guard is Derrick Rose. Of course, Andre Drummond. He had a big game against the Nets. Reggie
Derrick
Jackson
Rose
is
playing
out
very well, and Drummond's playing very well right now.
Yep, Derrick Rose is playing well. Drummond's playing well. They got Markieff Morris on the team, so he's going to be matching up against his brother. Blake Griffin is on the team, so we know what Blake Griffin can do. He's going to be matched up against Julius Randle. Right?
Which is, he's going to eat up Julius Randle, bro. Julius Randle is a horrible defender, man. Horrible.
So there's going to be some matchup issues out there. Andre Drummond's at center. Who's going to start at center?
Bobby Portis is going to get eaten up by him. Mitchell Robinson is going to try to do his best, but he's probably. But then you have, Mitchell Robinson's probably going to get in foul trouble in that game. To be honest with you, because he's gonna have to deal with Blake Griffin as well. So that might be a rough night, man.
It could be a rough night because Andre Drummond, he's 6'10", so Mitchell Robinson does have some length on him because Mitch Robinson is 7 foot, but of course Andre Drummond is strong and powerful. Right, and Andre Drummond is strong and powerful. Andre Drummond so far this season, he's averaging 22 points and 18 rebounds this season, dude.
That's crazy, dude.
22 points and 18 rebounds this season. He's shooting 61% from the field.
Crazy, bro.
That's crazy numbers right there. That is crazy numbers. That's Andre Drummond right now. That's nuts. 22 points, 22.1 points. And I'm going to bring this over so you guys can see it, man. And listen, our big guys are going to have to deal with Andre Drummond on Wednesday. All right? So that you guys don't think I'm just making stuff up. This is Andre Drummond, folks, that I'm getting ready to bring over to you. 22 points and 18.7 rebounds per game. This is over 7 games or however many games they played. They're 3 and 4 over 7 games. You see him right here, man. 22.1 points, 18.7 rebounds a game. We got to deal with that guy. All right, so now, we got to figure out how is Mitch Robinson going to deal with him or how is Bobby Portis going to deal with him. Both guys are going to deal with him a little bit differently. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's tough stuff right there. Messing with Andre Drummond. Let me see. I'm going to go down. Let's take a look at, I want to take a look at Derrick Rose. See what Derrick Rose is doing for the season because he's the starting point guard playing against the Knicks because Reggie Jackson is out, right? So Derrick Rose, so far this season, Derrick Rose is averaging 20.8 points per game and 6.3 assists per game. 25, he's shooting 56.2% from the field, right? So Derrick Rose is, at least so far this season, back to his old ways. Scoring the basketball and shooting well from the field. He's only shooting 25% from 3. Right? But he is shooting 56.2% from the field. It's another point guard that we're going to have to deal with. All right, that's and Blake Griffin. Let's see what Blake Griffin is doing so far this season. Blake Griffin so far this season. Blake Griffin's not playing, so they're not going to have to deal with Blake Griffin. Forgot about that. Blake is out. So, yeah, I don't know what the Knicks are going to do, against the Pistons. We'll see how they're going to deal with the Pistons, man. The Pistons right now, let's see. I want to take a look at some of their season stats as far as shooting percentage and those type of things. The Detroit Pistons, again, the Pistons are 3 and 4. We're hoping that the Knicks are going to be able to kind of jumpstart a winning streak or something. You know what I'm saying? Tonight was supposed to be the night. The Pistons, so far this season, they're shooting 47.4% from the field. They're shooting 36.8% from 3. Right? They average 22.7 assists per game. They also average 17 turnovers per game. So we may be able to take advantage of them there. They average 42.4 rebounds per game, and most of those come from Andre Drummond. I don't know. We'll see what's going to go on with these guys. You know what I'm saying? Nate, I'm going to come to you, Nate. Tell me what you think, man. How do we beat the Pistons?
I'll tell you what, man. If we start Portis against Drummond, man, God help us, because Drummond's going to get big in foul trouble early on. I mean, the guy's been a beast on the boards, beast on the points, blocks. I mean, he's doing it all. So
yeah.
He's going to be a load to handle. I mean, it's going to have to come down to defense, man. I mean, we're going to have to lock down and play good defense and I mean, hopefully hit our free throws. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think Detroit is that good enough to blow us out. I think that I don't know, man. I mean, they haven't been that impressive themselves. I mean, Drummond's been great, but they lost Jackson, so I know Kennard's been playing pretty well. But I mean, we can win a game like that, but we're gonna have to get on the boards, and that's gonna be the hard part. Is that boxing out a guy like Drummond is gonna be super hard.
Yeah, man. Andre Drummond, 18.7 rebounds per game. It's killing.
And he's scoring. He's scoring too. So
yeah, 22 points per game.
I hope Fizdale puts back Mitch Robinson because I think at least his size, the 7-foot size, will at least help with Drummond. Portis is going to get eaten for dinner.
We'll see.
No way in hell Portis can guard Drummond. So, but again, it's going to come down to making free throws and playing good defense.
Yeah.
If we can do those and make some timely baskets, might have a chance, man. But I don't know, man. I'm so frustrated from tonight's game. It's not even funny. So.
Nah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I'm gonna come to my man with the Jet shirt. Hopefully he can hear me. My man, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Hey, what's going on with you, brother? How we gonna beat Detroit?
Detroit,
what's your name, though? What's your name? What's your name, though, man?
Get it in, man.
What's your name?
I'm Skills, man. Matt.
Oh, nice to meet you, bro. Nice to meet you. Yeah. So what we gonna do, man? We gotta do something.
What I've been thinking about lately, man, is what I seen on the New York Post that Julius Randle that we don't have a true playmaker for him, that he don't want to be making plays by himself and things like that. Well, I'm like, we paying him all this money. We need him to make more than, you know what I mean? That's what was bothering me the most.
Yeah, we probably need to find a playmaker, though, for him because,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Orleans,
I think we got enough point guards for him to maybe work with. But if he can't do that, why we pay them all that money?
I don't know if our point guards could do it, though. Maybe Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, you're right.
We haven't had enough time to really get a look at Elfrid Payton because now he went out with a hamstring. I thought that them two would have some good chemistry together. You know what I'm saying? Because they played last year. I don't know, man. We got to do something, man.
But you like this team better than teams last couple years? I'm asking you.
I like this team better than last year. And, the year before last year. I think we got some young guys that, hopefully we can put it together. We got some young guys that could be ascending. You know what I'm saying? And we got some young RJ Barrett's a rookie. Then you got like Kevin Knox young, Mitchell Robinson young, Frank is young, Dennis Smith Jr. These guys are young, and you can grow and build with them. But you gotta make sure that you're teaching them the right principles.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a Frank stan.
Yeah,
I'm a Frank stan, man. I'm rooting for the guy, man. I'm rooting for the guy.
You. Yeah, these guys are young, but they got to be taught the right principles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And about Detroit, man, I don't even know how we gonna smack them boys because they got D Rose over there. Them boys seem like they ready.
They got some players. Once they get fully stacked, we'll see what they're gonna do. And Derrick Rose is, he's balling out right now. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're right.
He's balling out, man. He's balling out.
But I want the win, man. I don't like being super low in the columns, man.
Yeah, me neither. Right now, we like last in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, we last in the league.
Yeah, I was just telling the guys in the chat, man. I'm from South Florida right now. I was at the Jets game versus the Dolphins, man. I watched them get smacked too.
Right, and then you got to go home and watch the Knicks get smacked. See,
that's what I'm saying. Like it's a double blow. Like
yeah, right, double whammy. That's messed up. Yeah, I feel you, man. But hey, man, I appreciate you for coming on. You can stay on and chat. I'm about to get off though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been late. I'm glad everybody get some last words in. So you want to get some last words in before you can stay in and chat with the group. Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah, you want to get some last words in though?
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, man. Go New York, man. My website is culturesupply.net if I could do that, but that's about it, man. Thank you for taking my call.
No doubt. All right. Man. Guillermo?
Yeah, man. What's up, bro? We are trash, man. This is a team where I don't want to hear excuses about talent anymore, man. We have talent. It's up to the coach and it's up to the front office and these guys to find how to best utilize that talent. A lot of guys are here on short-term contracts. We get that. But there's enough talent on this team to at the very least be at 500. Like, there's no more excuses about. There's no. I'm talking about 500 now. I'm saying a 500 at least now, Mark. I'm not talking about for the season. And again, I'm not. This is the thing about Knicks fans. And no offense to Mark, but we look at teams that just purely talent. A lot of teams, even the ones that have a lot of talent, the ones that rise to the cream of the crop most of the time are usually ones that are well coached. We need a coach who can coach with these guys, man. And yeah, it may not be that we get like high 40s or 50 wins, but this team is trending probably where we were last year, and we have much more talent. Where are the fundamentals, bro? Where are the fundamentals with this team? On defense is not consistent. Sometimes we show flashes of brilliance of good perimeter defense, and then it just fades away for some reason. You know what I mean? We don't have any fundamentals, bro. It doesn't make sense why Mitchell Robinson's regressing defensively, man. Do we need another DeAndre Jordan here? Doesn't make sense, bro. So, salute to you, Sim, man. I mean, I'll be here back in the chat for the next game, man. But this stuff is getting it's depressing, man. Like, I'm tired of watching this used car salesman run up the floor, make faces at the screen, and all this other crap. And it's like your players don't know how to defend. They don't know how to peek. They don't know how to trap well. They don't know, like, they don't even know the personnel they're playing against. You know what I mean? Like, they'll have a guy who can't shoot, and they'll let him drive on him. And it's like, bro, did you watch any of his previous films? So I don't know, man. But, I'm off the Fizdale bandwagon. I hope RJ does not get hurt because Fizdale's an idiot like that. But, yeah, man. Salute to you, man.
All right, man. And I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to do the game preview. I don't know if I'm going to do it tomorrow, if I'm going to do it Tuesday. I'm figuring out.
Take a rest, Sim, because you're stressing yourself out too much with this awful team.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tomorrow or do it Tuesday. Probably gonna be Tuesday, but if it's Tuesday, it'll probably be Tuesday night because I got some things I gotta do during the day on Tuesday. But anyway, all right, man.
Peace, bro.
You can stay in the chat. I'm gonna leave the chat open if you guys want to talk or whatever. But I'm gonna get to everybody
Isaiah,
so they can get their last words.
Wake up, Isaiah.
I don't know what Isaiah is doing, man. Isaiah is tripping. Nate, some last words, man.
Yeah, man. I think it's time for Perry and Mills to start putting together some trade ideas. We need a point guard. I think that, Frank has been serviceable, but he's not a scorer. And I think we're lacking that at that position. We definitely need some boost there. And so I know that D'Lo can't be traded till December, I think, because of his signing. But I think that the Warriors are going to be in fire sale because of just Curry going down and Draymond being hurt. That I think the Knicks could make a decent deal for him. So that's all I can think of right now. But I think we need to get a point guard.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Nate. What did you say?
Oh, I said I think we need to get a point guard ASAP to turn this team around. I don't think our current point guard situation is gonna help us. I think we need to get a point guard like a D'Lo or Drew Holiday or whatever. But I think it's time for Perry and Mills to start looking around the league and seeing what kind of opportunities might be available or who might be available, because we got to shake it up.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I want to make sure I give a shout out to Busy AL39. Thank you for the super chat. He said, "Fire Fizz and replace him with who? If you fire Fizz, who's replacing him?" It's a good question. As a matter of fact, it's such a good question. You're not the only person that asked it. I think I've seen some other people ask it, but it's such a good question. I may even do a video about it. A short one, but a video about it. You fire Fizz, who replaces him? Who takes that spot? It's a good question. Thank you for the super chat, my man, and thank you for the question. I'm saying it's a good question. Let me see. Isaiah, give me some last words, man.
Sim, you know what, man? We're all pretty frustrated, Sim, with just I think we all just are so angry of the coaching and just everything that's going on right now. We should not be 1-6. We should not. And this is the part I think everybody's frustrated at, is that we're just not using our talent the right way how it should be, and that we're just being very underwhelming. And it's frustrating because I came into the season with high hopes. I'm not gonna lie to you, Sim. I came into the season thinking we can win 40 games. I mean, we still can. The season's still early, but it's the way we're projected. Center is not gonna help. And Fizdale can't outcoach Luke Walton. His adjustments are just horrible. The methods he's doing are just right down confusing. That and I remember you said it the other day, man. I feel
you
like
said this twice. You said this twice. I said you said it twice. You said he can't outcoach Luke Walton. So are you saying that Luke Walton is a bad coach? You think Luke Walton is a bad coach?
Yeah, I think Luke Walton is not a good coach right now. Luke Walton's not a good coach. He's been outcoached by everybody that he's been up to. Honestly, I mean, if listen, think about this. Chicago wins the game if they didn't go scoreless for if they didn't if Chicago would have scored within those times they didn't score for like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, we would have lost the game and we would have been 0-6. So it's like, listen, man.
What's that have to do with Luke Walton being a good coach? That's what I mean. What's that have to do with Luke Walton being a good coach?
I was just saying that. I was just saying David Fizdale has been outcoached by every coach, and he's getting outcoached by Luke Walton. Luke Walton, his team came in here 1-5. They have not. They've really overwhelmed, especially where they were coming from. They're extremely underwhelmed of what they've been doing.
They had, but then they came off of a good win against Utah, and Utah is a good team. It's someone that when I was talking about them last night was like, they feel confident in themselves, and they could be coming around.
Yeah. But
we'll see.
I mean, like again, son, I think we're just all of us are just angry at the fact that we shouldn't be 1-6. The team that we have, the talent that we have, the players that we have, we should not just be 1-6. And
we should at the very least be 2-5. At the very least be 2-5. We probably should be more like we should at least have 3 wins right now.
And Sim, can I say one more thing, Sim? Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I think Knicks fans would not be angry with Fizdale and want him fired if we seen a consistent plan and a consistency of how Fizdale coaches. Because right now, I feel like, you know what, on this team, if you make $15 million, he's not going to take you out the game. He's going to let you play through your mistakes because you know why? I guess we're forcing a lot of these guys to be superstars or starters and let these guys figure it out through playing time rather than sitting somebody that can tell them, hey, right now you stink. You should not, and I'm not saying it like that, but you just tell them, listen, you're not playing good right now. Then you need a few games to rest and do things, and we're going to try different things. He just trying to put the best scorings out there when it's not like that. Like I said before, we all know that Marcus Morris and Randall should not be playing together. We all know that. They shouldn't be playing together. But again, he's still having them play together. And the way Marcus Morris is playing right now, you can see on the court that he's playing for his next contract. He's not playing to be a Knick. He's playing for his next contract. So it's like you got these guys that are not buying into being a team. They're just here to make their numbers look good. So when we trade them during the midseason, you know what? They get to go on a playoff team and get to play in the playoffs.
So what's your last?
Have fun for half of the year.
So what's your last words, man? What's your last words, man? What's your last words? Did you say
you should be the coach of the Knicks, Sam? You should be the coach of the Knicks.
Yeah, if I was the coach of the Knicks, then you guys be on here talking about me, talking about fire Sim. I can guarantee it.
Hey, while and not wearing, you be wearing bucket hats on the court and stuff. Spike Lee throwing drinks at you. I would talk so much crap about you.
I know, and I'd be looking at everything. I'd be on every single YouTube show. I'd probably be in the chat commenting. James Dolan and Scott Perry would be mad with me because I'd be in there commenting like, all right, can you do a better job? I'd probably say something. I don't know. I'd have to say something. But you guys would be screaming out fire Sim right now, probably. We could be 6-1, and people probably be figuring out what I'm doing wrong. Hey, Pro Amp,
what's up, man?
Give me your last words, man.
All right, hold on one second. Let me mute him real quick. All right, so my last words is this. I'm not on the fire Fizz bandwagon right now because his job last year was to lose, right? And his philosophy is this: positionless basketball. So what did management do? Get him a lot of tall players that they think that can handle the ball and do multiple things. So he has a team of his positionless people that he should like. So I'm giving him the year to see if he can make things work. But the problem what I'm seeing is that, you know, there's no adjustments. He's not putting people in any type of position to succeed. Like, I just want to see him try to coach. Like Kevin Knox, maybe force him to make him do cuts. You see that RJ Barrett is so well coached. This dude is cutting. This dude, Randall has the ball. What RJ Barrett is cutting through the middle of the lane and getting trying to get some shots up. You never see almost any other player do that. Why? Because RJ Barrett was so well coached his entire life.
Right.
So it's Fizz's job to now coach, a Kevin Knox and a Mitchell Robinson and all them to do these things. You know what I'm saying? And he's not doing it. So I'm gonna give him the year to do it. And if he doesn't, then I can't go any further than that. So and one last thing. There's one position that you cannot replace and it's not positionless, and that's the point guard position. Oh, we need a point guard bad. Oh my God, we need a point guard bad.
Yeah, I agree. We do. We need. I don't know if it's ever been worse in Knicks history than
Never.
it is right now, man. Definitely.
Never.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, bro.
Appreciate it. And look, I already see. I'm already looking in the chat, and I see #FireSim. See how that is? Hey, check this out. When we're talking about coaching, so I had a men's league game today. Hey, I was coaching the game, right? Man, let me tell you something, y'all. We went up 14 points in the first half. All right. We were running these guys out the building. We went to halftime up 11. We had an 11-point lead. Halftime, I'm like, listen, we can't let up. We got to keep playing hard, keep running. Don't relax. Let's keep doing what we do. We were moving the ball beautifully, finding open shots all over the floor, knocking down wide open threes, everything. Right? All right, so we come out second half. We got 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes to put this game away. We're up 11. Come out, we let them score. I'm like, okay, what are y'all doing? All of a sudden, our offense gets super stagnant. Super stagnant. Their defense picked up. They start rebounding the ball. We're getting smacked. We're getting killed on the boards. I call a timeout. Like, yo, what are y'all doing? We're not rebounding the basketball. Offense is stagnant. We're not moving the basketball. We come back out. We move the basketball on a few possessions. Score. But the other team is now motivated. We're playing lazy. This is the problem sometimes we're playing with young kids. We start playing lazy. Now, I don't have a multitude of timeouts. Right? So I'm looking at the game. I'm like, this is going to be a tight game. So if I use all my timeouts now, I'm not going to have any timeouts left if the game gets tight. I could see it already is going to be a tight game because of the way we were playing. So I got to try to let these guys play through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making substitutions. I'm yelling. I'm taking advantage of their timeouts, when they call a timeout and getting the guys together because I knew we were going to need those timeouts. We get down to the end of the game. We got 3 timeouts left under a minute. So we got enough timeouts to really do some stuff. All right. They were up 8. They went all the way up 8. We call a timeout. We put some things in so we can get it to, we can get the guys together. We go on an 8-0 run, tie the game. We got the ball back with 2.5 seconds or whatever it is. Right. But in this league, of course, you don't advance. You can't advance the ball to half court if you call a timeout. So it didn't matter. So we call a timeout. At this point, I think I got 2 timeouts left. We call a timeout, get up a play so that we can get the ball up the court. We thought about making one pass up the court and calling a timeout and have maybe 1.5 seconds left so that we can, do something in a half-court set. Thinking about doing it, didn't quite work that way. We passed the ball in, kicked it back to a guard. He let it go from half court. It looked like it was going in. It bounced right off the front of the rim. All right, so now we're going to overtime. We get into overtime. The game is tight all the way through. At the end of overtime, again, we have at the end of overtime, at the end of the first overtime, because it actually goes into 2 overtimes, right? We have to call a couple of timeouts so we can get our defense right. Everything was going hectic. The referees were calling bad calls and everything, but I saved some timeouts again. So we get down to the end of the game, the other team calls a timeout. I go to the ref. I said, listen, when they're done, I need another timeout because I had to settle my guys down. We settle them down. We get in the game. We get a stop. All right. We have one last chance at a shot. We call a timeout, call another play. At this point, I'm out of timeouts. Right. We take about almost at half court. We get up a shot, but we miss. It goes into double overtime. We get in double overtime. We go up 4. We're up 4. We had the game at hand, ladies and gentlemen. We had the game in hand. We get up 4. We should have been up 6 or 7, but we missed we went to the line 3 times down the stretch in this last overtime, and we made one and missed one each time. We were up 4. We should have been up 7. So now we're up 4 with 5.5 seconds left. Right? Up 4, 5.5 seconds left. We are up. Well, I just told you we're up 4, 60 to 56 or whatever it is. Right? The other team is taking the ball out of bounds. I'm yelling. I'm like, listen, all you have to do, lay back. I don't care if they shoot a 3. I don't care what they do. It's 5.5 seconds left. Right? We just got to play honest defense and don't foul. One of my players, instead of handing the ball to the referee, he puts the ball on the floor. I guess the referee had his hand out looking for the ball. The referee calls a delay of game. That was our second delay of game. So they call a technical foul. It's high school rules. Technical foul, they get 2 shots. They go to the line, they knock down 2 shots. Now the game is tied. We take the ball out of bounds. I'm sorry. Now the game is tied. They get the ball back. 5.5 seconds left still. They take the ball out of bounds. Right? They dribble. Boom, boom, boom. They're dribbling around the court. All of a sudden, they get to the basket, layup. And I look up at the clock, and the clock didn't start. And I'm like, hold up. It took them at least 5.5 seconds to score. You never start the clock. We should at least start the play over. Right? Nope. They don't start the play over. They give us the ball with 3 seconds left on the clock. We call a timeout, try to get a play, try to get us a play in. Right? Because at this point, it was 60 to 60. We had the ball. We're either going to win the game or we're going to end tied. Right? We advanced the ball up a little bit, call another timeout. Now we got the ball at half court. Timeouts are done. We have no more timeouts. We set up a play from half court. The play didn't work exactly as we wanted to, but we get a wide open 3. They pull the 3. My guy gets hit on the arm, and the ref decides not to call a foul. And that wasn't the only time the ref messed up. Another time, one of the players slammed the ball right in front of the referee's face, and the ref didn't call a technical foul. It was a horrible game. We played our part because we played lazy. We were up 14. We should have blew the team out by 20. You know what I'm saying? But we started playing lazy, and then we made some mental errors down the stretch that could have won us the game. It's a tough thing coaching, man. But you know what would have happened? You guys would have been yelling fire, hashtag fire sim if we lost the game that way. I'm just saying. Even though, those guys made the decision to get a delay of game and stuff like that on the floor. But hey, we got practice, and I'm going to let these guys know about it in practice. I'm going to get at them. You know what I'm saying? So if any of you guys are watching the stream, you already know I'm going to get at you when we practice a little bit. So, it is what it is. Anyway, man, we are now 2-2-1 in our season. 2-2-1. We got 3 games left. Hopefully we can win these 3 games, end up 5-2-1, go to the playoffs and go win the championship. We got enough talent to win the championship. We just got to take care of the little things. We lost last week. I wasn't at the game last week. Last week, it was 5.4 seconds left on the clock. My assistant coach drew up a play. We scored. right? And then the other team, they had one last shot at the basket. They pulled it, shot an air ball. The smallest guy in the court gets the rebound and puts it back in. They win the game at the buzzer. You know what I'm saying? We right now should be with 2-2-1. We should probably be 4. I'm sorry. We should be 4-1 or something like that. But we're not. You know, it is what it is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here, man. I talk to you guys. You guys will get the notification when I do the game preview. You know what I mean? Basketball just hasn't been it for me today. You know what I'm saying? Just hasn't been it. Tied. My men's league, we tied. The Knicks got blown out. I don't know. I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good week. Have a good start to your week, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
That's the deal.